Hello and welcome. My name is Crook'd and we are RX Oliver and friends. Tonight we are playing the Cracked and Crooked Manse, a Call of Cthulhu RPG one-shot. I'm Crook'd and you can find me on all social medias just by Googling my name. Go ahead, try it. And then tonight we are joined with the host of the channel, RX Oliver, the pretty boy himself. And we also have the face and the heart of the THC Discord, Miss Luna Love. And as well, we have our honorable keeper. Well, we'll see how honorable he is tonight. From the amazing Brotherhood of Dice, Mr. Phil I Am. Over to you, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Welcome everybody. So we'll just jump right in, shall we? So I think before we start, we will have an introduction on everybody's characters. And we'll start with Chris, since he is the owner of the detective. What's the detective agency called?
Dick finds him.
Is it?
Yep.
Dick finds him.
Dick finds him.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So tell us a bit about Mr. Is it Marlowe? Is it? It is Mr. Marlowe, isn't it?
Malone.
I read it as Malone.
Malone. It is. It's Malone. I don't know why I keep saying Marlowe. Well, I do, but yeah. Mr. Malone. Tell us about Mr. Malone.
So, Richard Dick Malone is a private investigator who is a very rugged Indiana Jones style kind of guy. Pretty much I didn't read the rest of the character sheet, so that's all I know.
Role playing it.
I can fill in the gaps if you want.
Let me press the backstory. Hold on.
There we go.
There we go. So
Sorry.
I'm the owner of Dick Finds Him Agency, formerly employed as a tracker in Africa for rich folks who wanted big game hunting. Lost his job after clients were killed hunting in an accident, or was it? He's quite tall, he's quite broad, intimidating at first glance. And that's it.
Okay. And yeah, so next got your two associates who are possibly slightly more, truth be told, probably slightly more competent than yourself, but so go with Luna. Tell us about your character.
So I am Effie Francis. I'm officially the accountant, obviously, the woman of the office. I will be. I'm a sort of short, stocky, no nonsense style, like wee woman of the 1925s. I have big glasses. I am quite sharp-tongued and quite no-nonsense. But yeah, I also am a PI, but obviously on paper as part work for Dick, as his accountant.
And yeah, okay, excellent. And yourself, Oliver.
Right, okay, well, first of all, shout out to our friend Rena for making characters for us, because I hate making characters, and I always prefer a pre-gen for a one-shot. And we asked, can somebody roll us up a few characters, and our good friend Rena did it for us, and we really appreciate it, so shout out to them. Eugene Furlong is a former cop, and he left the police after a traumatic experience, whatever it was. But yeah, the police life is too scary for him now. Obviously, it's also some really brutal murder. Let's say something really bad, like a child homicide or something. That's enough. I'm not wanting to be a policeman anymore. And he is lean and lanky, so a tall, skinny guy with dark eyes and a haunted expression. So whatever it was that knocked him off the force kind of still haunts him, and you can see it. He's employed by Malone, Dick, of the Malone Detective Agency. Dick finds him, as it's now known. He likes Malone, he thinks he's a likeable fellow, but obviously it's me and Effie that run the show.
It is.
Is that Dick Malone, is it?
And there's yeah, that's Dick. And
That's the
there's
dick
Effie.
himself.
Is Effie?
And the very haunted looking Eugene. He looks it looks like he's been through the ringer, good and proper.
Does he?
Hard papered into him.
That's like a soldier from the war. That's like a...
Yeah, that's a
That's
1,000-yard
like,
stare.
yeah.
That just looks like something from like the front line in the World War, man. That's straight from what that photo is, guaranteed. He's been through
FIFA World
something.
Cup.
Yeah, so
There we go.
bit immersion breaking, but yeah, that photo, it's a Russian soldier from the front line suffering with shell shock.
Thought so.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I knew it. It had to be. Look at him. He's absolutely shell
And
shocked.
how old do you think he actually is?
Oh, I bet he's dead young.
Yeah.
I bet he's
29.
dead young. No, younger.
About 20, I think.
Aye, he will be. That's mad, isn't it?
There were two pictures side by side of what it looked like before and after. Like.
I knew
I've
that's
seen it.
what I
I knew. Yeah, I recognised it. Like,
Those things quite often.
nice. I like it. He's been through some shit, Eugene. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it is early February in 1925, and out of the blue, one cold day in early February of 1925, a letter and offer of employment arrives from a firm of lawyers in the small town of Gamwell, Massachusetts. A little digging reveals that the Dodge brothers are a small but respectable firm, while some initial research into the missing person, Mr. Cornthwaite, reveals that the man is respected in his field, is a highly successful archaeologist and anthropologist, has a bit of an obsession for lost civilizations that have made him something of recluse, particularly in the last couple of years. I think we should actually. We've not seen the letter, have we? So we should bring them the letter, because you've seen it, but the good people at home have not seen it. So let's see, where is that? So this is the letter that came from the Dodge Bridges. Did that come up?
No friend.
Yeah, I'm just moving everything around so that's all
Mr.
visible.
Arthur Cornthwaite and our associate.
So yeah, the letter. Does somebody else? Shall I can read the letter out, or does somebody else want to read it out?
I'll go for it then.
Go on then.
So a letter from the Dodge Brothers, attorneys at law, 14 Main Street, Gamwell. Dear, I have, so it's a dear us, sorry, dear referred to Mr. Richard Malone and
Yes.
Associates. Okay, dear Malone and Associates, I've been referred to you by a mutual friend. As his attorney, I'm very interested in locating the Mr. Arthur Cornthwaite, and their associate mentioned your names as being ones skilled in locating missing people, particularly those of Mr. Cornthwaite's persuasion. Thus, I've taken the liberty of contacting you. I'm a partner of an established legal firm in Gamwell. Mr. Arthur Cornthwaite is one of our clients, and as his attorneys, we hold certain documents in trust for him. It would appear that Mr. Cornthwaite has departed without notifying us of his movements. This leaves us in a quandary as to how to manage his estate in his absence, without his authority on such matters. We would like to locate Mr. Cornthwaite and obtain from his wishes in respect of this matter, or better still, request that he contact us. If it should, heaven forbid, transpire that Mr. Cornthwaite is no longer with us, then we will need some evidence of same to proceed with his wishes, as outlined in his last will and testament. Hopefully this is an unnecessary contingency, but one which we must nevertheless consider in the light of Mr. Cornthwaite's mysterious departure. I hope that you are free to give this matter your immediate attention, and would like to extend an invitation for you to attend an interview at our offices as soon as it is convenient, to discuss both the details of the situation and your professional fees. Anticipating a prompt reply, yours faithfully, Walter Dodge.
Okay.
And there, along with that, there is enclosed a newspaper clipping of a article from the Gamwell Gazette, a local paper, reporting on Mr. Cornthwaite's absence.
Oh, so how long has he been missing? I wondered. A few weeks.
So, Gamwell millionaire absent. January 17th, this article's from. Gamwell's most prosperous son, Arthur Cornthwaite, will not be seen at church over the next few weeks. Mr. Cornthwaite has apparently left the area for a time, possibly for a vacation or in relation to his studies. Some mystery surrounds Mr. Cornthwaite's departure, as it came without notice. However, an inspection of his mansion and grounds by Sheriff Whitford has revealed no cause for alarm. The last person to speak to Mr. Cornthwaite was his attorney, Mr. Walter Dodge, on the 7th of this month. At that time, he gave no indication of his imminent departure, but according to Mr. Dodge, he did seem quite preoccupied, no doubt with his new travel plans. We all know well that besides being a Gamwell landowner, Mr. Cornthwaite is also a millionaire, a scholar, a philanthropist, and an explorer. He may well be off laying the groundwork for some future exciting expedition, or perhaps just relaxing for a time in New York. Gamwell citizens will no doubt remember fondly Mr. Cornthwaite's numerous donations to local charities and to the town library, and join with us in wishing him a safe and happy journey.
What was the date on the letter? Sorry, because I'm just writing down the dates of the newspaper
The
article, January
date-
17th.
The date on the letter is the 1st of February.
So we got it on the 2nd. So
Yeah.
the newspaper article is the 17th, but he'd already been missing for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And the last known contact was on the 7th of January.
Yeah. That was with his lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Cool.
like I said, doing a little digging on the firm of lawyers, you find out that they're a small but respectable firm, and a little bit of research on Cornthwaite's background reveals he's, like I said before, he's respected in his
He
field,
seems
highly
he's in good
successful.
standing. Yeah, he's in good standing, he seems.
It has a little bit of an obsession for lost civilizations that's made him something of a recluse, particularly in the last couple of years. And a short time spent perusing the newspaper archives of your nearest metropolitan library turns up not much, little else on the missing man, but bar these few additional facts. So Arthur Cornthwaite, as you already know, is an archaeologist. He is independently wealthy, having inherited a fortune following the deaths of both of his parents some years ago. And in 1923, Cornthwaite led a major expedition in South America, which suffered tragic loss of life and left Cornthwaite as the sole survivor. So, after taking the train to Boston, followed by an arduous bus journey of 80 miles, you arrived in Gamwell a day ahead of your scheduled appointment at the offices of the Dodge brothers.
Do we have
Gamwell...
accommodation? Sorry, Phil.
Sorry?
Sorry, that was me jumping the gun. I was saying, do we have accommodation? I would have rang ahead and arranged somewhere for us to stay.
Yes. So,
Obviously.
Yes, so
Sorry.
there's a boarding house, the Haggerty's boarding house, which was probably recommended by the Dodge brothers as well. Anyway, they'll probably have mentioned that.
Nice, okay.
So Gamwell is a kind of an out of the way place. It's a place where you might stop off to buy an ice cream or a soda on your way somewhere else. But that's about all. There's large properties that sprawl across the surrounding landscape in a pleasing rustic vista. The town itself is small and primarily exists to serve the needs of the gentlemen farmers who own most of the land for miles around. Town services include a boarding house, the Haggerty boarding house, where you've got rooms booked, a town hall, a police station, a fire station, an attorney's office, which is the place of work of the Dodge brothers, a newspaper office, a town library, and several shops that range from a general store to ones that supply cattle feed and farm supplies to the local farming community. So the boarding house that you've been booked into is the Haggerty boarding house. It's the only place in town, in fact, that offers any kind of accommodation. It's a neat and scrubbed white clapperboard establishment run by a friendly couple by the name of Hank and Edith Haggerty. The sign in the window reads, "No chewing tobacco, no alcohol, no smoking, no unmarried couples, and no nonsense." The Haggertys, who after meeting them are clearly purveyors of local gossip, who wants to learn of the nature of your business in Gamwell, are more than happy to inform you that they know Mr. Cornthwaite very well as a thoughtful and generous gentleman who has been slightly ill for a time. Something he contracted in South America, he told us. Something that been dogging him for a few weeks and not been able to shake it off. At least that was the case the last we saw him. And they allude to suspicions that the unhealthy nature of the Fitzgerald place, which is the name of the house, his mansion that he lives at, it's not referred to as the Cornthwaite place or the Cornthwaite mansion. It's referred to as the Fitzgerald place. And they, like I said, they allude to. Sorry?
But that's his home.
Yes.
A quick question, sorry. I've missed Cornthwaite's first name.
It's Arthur.
Arthur, yeah, got you now.
So, as I say, they tell you that the last time they saw him, he was ill and had been ill for quite a while and seemed to be having trouble shaking off this illness. And the Haggertys allude to suspicions that the unhealthy nature of the Fitzgerald place may not be conducive to his recovery. But when you seek them to clarify what they mean by this, they seem somewhat reluctant to talk about it. And that's where we'll switch in. You can take over this reins.
I just realised I was asking what Cornthwaite's first name was when it's like written on the screen about half a dozen times. I've just moved them all around and it's written. I just read what I've read the letter out with his name in it. I'm like, what's his first name? I'm so dumb.
So, I think first of all, semantics, or do we need to bother going over it? If there's no unmarried couples and I'm here as a woman, would they accept me as a woman associate, or do I have to be what the fuck is your guy's name? Do I have to be Eugene's wife and he is
just
working?
Put you up in separate rooms. So just put you up in separate rooms. It means no unmarried couples.
Okay, that's right. So I was and let's not tell them too much. We'll be friendly, with them, but that's just between us. If I would be interested to get a look at his home, so I think it's worth noting that we speak to his attorney is this meeting that we have tomorrow?
Yeah. So the meeting with the attorneys is tomorrow. So you've arrived a day early.
It's
about midday-ish.
So we've got the local library as well. We could read more about what he was doing, what his expedition to South America was all about, because everybody died there. No, was that the one where everybody died and he's been ill since, or was that a different one? Are these two different ones?
Exactly.
So the one where he went to South America and everyone else died is also the one that he's been ill since, according to the Haggertys?
So he'd not been ill since he got back, so that was like a couple of years ago, but for the last few weeks prior to the last time he was seen, he's not been well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, but when they mention this, then they start telling you that they don't think the house that he lives in is conducive to
See,
help the recovery, but
I'm interested to get a look at his house now. So I think we need to mention to whoever that we would like to see there. Can I also ask Edith if she's able to fix us up something for supper later?
oh yes, so they're more than happy to do that. So all your meals are included within your board.
Lovely.
Nice.
And the your first night is being paid for by the Dodge brothers.
Very nice.
Oh, how nice! How nice.
So, what's first?
Do they know anything about the Dodge? Sorry.
No.
I was going to say, do they know anything about the Dodge brother? Because they seem to have a good reputation from what I could find. And
Aye, the Haggerty's. And they were very forthcoming with us already.
Yeah.
So
What, are they sort of like local, well to do business, like attorneys? What's the story behind the Dodge brothers?
Oh yes, there's been a Dodge brothers attorney firm in Gamwell for several generations. They inherited the firm from the father. There's 3 brothers that run the firm now.
And have they done their dad proud? Do you think have they carried on well, or
They're perhaps not quite as successful as their father, but they've done well, yes.
And they have a good standing reputation, as in like.
Oh yes, the fine upstanding citizens of Gamwell.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was just curious.
No,
yeah, I think you should chat up the Harrogate a little bit and try and see what more they're gonna, because they were very forthcoming with information before anything. Yeah. But then what I was gonna say was, what's our first plan for this? Because we've got this day, so I reckon the local library, also his house, and also because we've got till tomorrow to go to the lawyers. What do you think, Dick? You're in charge. Sorry, Mr. Malone. Mr. Malone, sorry.
I like Dick. That's why I go by it. That's not gonna be the last time one of those shit jokes is made. So get yourself ready.
Strap in.
So
Strap on.
I think we should visit the local speakeasy and see if he maybe frequented that area and hear any gossip about the town. Maybe he liked to spend his money in ways that he would rather not disclose in a place like this.
So Edith Haggerty, she's busy, sort of tidying things up in the dining room where you're currently sat. And I couldn't help but overhear you. I'm afraid you'll not find any such disrespectful establishment here in Gamwell. It's a fine, law-abiding town, and the citizens wouldn't do anything like be involved in anything like that.
Yeah.
This isn't sort of like Sin City like New York or Boston.
A lady like myself wouldn't be seen. I can't be doing with places like that. I think I may go do some accounting and bookkeeping at the library, possibly. I think.
Well, if there's anything myself or my husband Hank can help me with, don't hesitate to ask.
I appreciate it, Edith, you sweetheart. Thank you.
Edith, you're very forthcoming about Mr. Cornthwaite, and obviously we appreciate that. Do you know what he was in? Do you know what his exhibition in South America was all about? Do you know what the exhibition was for? Could save me reading about it in papers. We're gonna have to research that. Do you know the reason he was out there in South America at all?
I don't rightly know too much about it, I'm afraid, Mr. Sorry, what was your name again? Sorry.
Furlong, Eugene Furlong. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry. I don't pretend to know a lot about that. Some some kind of archaeological thing. it's a little bit beyond me. I must be honest.
Okay, thank you. Of course, Mrs. Haggerty. It's a fine place you have here. Thank you so much for your hospitality. It's fantastic, beautiful place you have, and thanks so much for being so welcoming to
You're
us.
more than welcome. We like to see fine, respectable, upstanding guests in our establishment.
I look forward to dinner time. Will you be joining us at dinner time for the evening meal, or is that?
Oh no, we myself and my husband, we eat in the in our private parlour.
Oh, okay.
No disrespect, of course.
No, of course, none taken. You were just curious.
None taken at all. Edith, did you mind if I'm Effie? Just call me Effie. But don't go to any extra effort. Whatever you're fixing for yourself and your fine husband, just we'll be happy with the same, won't we? Won't we, gents?
Of
Very
course,
well,
of course.
as you wish.
That's right, Effie.
I trust your cooking will be as to the standard of your home, which is lovely. So.
Thank you very much. You're so kind. Well, if you'll excuse me, and she carries on dusting and rearranging, standing. You know, she doesn't leave the room.
So, Mr. Malone,
So she remains within earshot at all times.
So, Mr. Malone, what do you reckon? First library or his house?
Well, although that woman seemed very, very intent that there's nothing going on around here, money always.
Oh, I can assure you, there's nothing like that here, Mr. Malone. Nothing like that.
I thought she was gone.
We're sure there's not, Mrs. Haggerty. We're sure there's not, of course.
Sheriff Whitmore wouldn't stand for it.
Well, maybe we should go and speak to the sheriff.
And I'll just sort of lean over. I'll be like, Dick, for goodness sake, the less you ask, the more you're likely to get. I have everything covered. Now shut up.
Well,
point to the inside of my jacket like this.
We'll go to the house then.
Taking out the house first.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Malone, but you might have a little trouble going to Mr. Cornthwaite's house to the Fitzgerald place. It is 10 miles out of town.
I think we should wait until we speak to the Dodge brothers anyway. Obviously, they will probably have access to his estate. Like we may get there and it would be locked, and if it's as far out as Miss Haggerty is saying, then
what is your business here in Gamwell? If you don't mind me being so forward.
We're just here to try to locate. It appears that he's lost contact over the last week with his attorney. So we're just here to see if we can find if he had any sort of travel plan that he had written out, or any sort of what his plans and ideas of where he is, just to make sure that we can make sure he's on course and safe, really. Is it not, boys, do you think?
Well, that's real loud as well.
But I of course I'm just here as to keep notes and to keep these boys straight. The paperwork would be non-existent if I didn't keep them right, of course.
Oh, does that mean you're some kind of detectives?
Oh, I'm not a detective. I just work. Like I say, I just work and keep the notes and the minutes and keep them neat and tidy. But yeah, what Mr. Malone can explain what he does.
Well, Dick finds him. That's the name. That's by nature, you know. I just travel about and see what's happening, and have a bit of fun. I used to be a hunter. Would you like to see what I caught in my last expedition?
Sounds very exciting, Mr. Malone. I'd be most interested. Yes.
So
Perhaps you could regale myself and my husband with some stories of your exploits later this evening.
Perhaps you will join us for dinner then, Ida.
Oh, perhaps so. Perhaps so.
Hey, I knew it.
I'm sure Hank would be most excited. Oh, so yeah, you've been speaking to the Haggertys. You've convinced them to join you for dinner, so Mr. Malone can regale them with stories of his big game hunting exploits. I think you were talking about perhaps going to either the library or visiting the sheriff, and of course the Haggertys had told you about. Had mentioned that Miss Cornthwaite had seemed ill the last time they saw him, and they also said something about that they didn't believe living in the Fitzgerald house was conducive to good health, but when you queried them a little bit further about that, they were a bit reluctant, almost change the subject.
It's just 10 miles away, so we're not doing that today.
And the house is 10 miles out of town, yeah.
Before we see the lawyers.
I think we need to wait for the attorneys to do that. Sorry, Phil. I'm so sorry.
No, okay. No, right.
I just get too excited.
So the town is, like I say, the town kind of serves, is kind of a focal point for all these sort of rich gentleman farmers that have these big sort of estates surrounding Gamwell.
So before we leave, and we come back for supper, I'd like to know, is there any particular points of interest around here? You know, newsagents, anything like that we could maybe pop into and, you know, I don't know, just have a browse around. Greengrocers, local people that are particularly interested. Maybe even a church.
So yeah, there's a church in town. The town services, as well as the boarding house includes there's a town hall. Obviously, there's a police station, a fire station, the Dodge Brothers office, a newspaper office, which will be the Gamwell Gazette, presumably from the newspaper clipping that you've seen. There's also a town library and sort of several small shops, like a general store and a shop that sells cattle feed and various farm supplies.
Maybe we should go to the Gazette.
What, just to see if the local...
They wrote the paper.
Alright, the actual paper, sorry, I thought you meant to go to a news agent. Yeah, go to the paper. Yeah. But, yeah, because they're gonna know what this expedition was all about. I want to know what the expedition in South America was for. I want to know more about that.
To go to the newspaper.
Yeah, we could go to the newspaper and get that.
Like the paper office.
Yeah, so like to bid you adieu. What time's supper?
Oh, we serve supper at 6 p.m. sharp.
Oh, nice. And what? So about 12, lunchtime, 12ish.
We won't be late.
Just coming up to 12 o'clock.
We won't be late, Mrs. Haggerty. Thank you so much. What a wonderful place, and I really look forward to having dinner with you. And we're so glad that you're going to join us. That's fantastic.
Be sure to tell my husband of the exciting stories we're in store for.
I can't wait to meet Mr. Haggerty. It's going to be good. Hank, you said his name is, yeah?
Hank, yeah.
I can't wait to meet Mr. Haggerty. If it's half as nice as you, it will be great to meet him.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
What do you think then? You want to go to the newspaper?
I wanna go to the papers because the well, are we out of fucking Haggerty's? earshot. All right.
You can be. Yes, you
Okay.
leaving the Haggertys before you start your conversation. Yeah, sure.
So I want to go to the newspapers because they'll know more about the people around here and potentially tell us more
All the weird
than
things
what
that have happened.
she will,
Yeah.
because that's a very kind of place.
She might not want the place to have a bad rep if it's if you know
Mhm.
if they're the you know the hotel, if they get the guests that come through, they don't want to scare away tourists, so she's not going to say anything bad about the place. Yeah, I know what you mean. Good thinking, Dick. Mr. Malone.
Oh, you call me Dick. I like Dick.
Number 2. We have a counter on the screen.
You should have a wee ticker.
Dick count.
Right.
Okay, so it's pretty easy to find the offices of the Gamwell Gazette. I mean, the town is pretty much it's just one main street. In fact, I think that's what it's called. I think it's called Main Street. It says on the letter.
Okay.
Yeah, Main Street. It's called Main Street, and that is it's just literally one street. The entire town's set on this one street that runs through town, through Gamwell. called Main
Easy.
Street.
We'll start here then. We can bounce from here to the library to the
Yeah,
wherever.
so all these places are all set on this one street.
Lovely.
Walk into the Gamwell Gazette. You probably walk past most of them, or and the ones that you don't actually walk past, you can see.
Well, we could take a nice slow walk and look out for anything unusual about the town that we think that strikes
What's
us.
the weather like?
The weather at the moment. Well, I shall tell you what the weather's like. Where is my where's my weather thing gone? It is. So it's quite fine. There's a light breeze. It's clear blue skies, but it's it's early February, so it's quite crisp,
Really?
quite cold.
Okay.
A few clouds in the sky, but other than that, it's quite a pleasant morning.
Okay.
So the Gamwell Gazette is a small single-story building that sits between two other two-story buildings either side of it. It's there's a sign, a painted sign above the door that says reads the Gamwell Gazette, established 1847. It's like got a big glass-fronted large glass, open glass window across the front, and you can see straight inside. There's like a small cluttered office where there's two men at work. A middle-aged gentleman, rather chubby, rosy cheeks, sort of sat behind one desk with his feet upon the table on the desk, with a cigar in the corner of his mouth, and a younger man, maybe in his mid-20s, busying about, who seems to be doing most of the work.
Effie, you go speak to the old chubby boy, and I'll speak to the young guy.
I was just going to have a quick look through the handout. Who wrote the newspaper letter?
I think it just says the Gazette.
Yeah, it doesn't say Gamwell Gazette. Sorry, because I thought we could have just had to bypass speaking to the.
I would say that the guy with his feet up takes the credit, whereas the kid does the work.
Yeah.
Just that's my investigative knowledge, about how these businesses work. And I know if I ran a place, I'd have my feet up with a cigar. So I think that Eugene's got a good plan there. Split them up. You chat up the chub, and we'll interrogate the young boy. He's bound to crack.
Yeah, me and you, Dick, will speak to this young boy.
So while you stay outside discussing what you're going to do, the young the younger man, he suddenly comes out, opens the door, and exits the building, and he kind of sees you stood outside and smiles and tips his hat to you, and then heads off down the street away from the office.
Oh, right, okay, so the young boy's buggered off, right. Okay, so Effie,
Let me lead the boys. Let me lead still.
Effie, you take the lead on this chubby old boy.
Yeah.
So this,
I'll head in.
where's the guy? So this is the guy who's just left the office,
Oh, okay.
All right.
and this is the guy who's like sat behind the desk.
Looks like his dad, maybe.
Oh no, they're not related.
Okay, so this
Okay.
guy's away. This
The
is
young
boy.
lad is black.
So I would probably go in and just go in and try to get his attention and be like, "Hello, sir. Excuse me. You look like the man who would be in charge. I was hoping to speak to someone regarding a story that you printed recently."
Okay, so when you walk in, he quickly takes his feet from the desk and stands up. So he's a quite chubby, clean-shaven white man, and he's wearing a bright red and green check suit that's a bit of a
Bit shit.
a bit garish.
Yeah.
Not very. And there's a Panama hat that covers a thick chestnut brown's head of hair. And he's yeah. Good afternoon, young lady, and what can I do for you?
So
You're new in town. I haven't seen you here before.
we are we're visitors in town, but we're
Please,
here.
please, sit down. Take a seat. Are
We're
these
here
these
on
fine
business.
gentlemen? Are they associates of yours?
They are. This is my boss here, Richard Malone of.
Mr. Malone! He comes over and just grabs your hand like shit, pumping your hand. Goes, good to meet you, sir. Good to meet you, sir. My name's Stan Artemis. I'm the owner and proprietor of the Gamwell Gazette.
Stan Artemis.
Stan Artemis. And what can I do for you fine folks this wonderful February morning?
So we're here on business with the Dodge brothers actually, and it's regarding Mr. Arthur Cornway.
Okay, you notice he's already taken a little notepad out of his pocket and he's like dabs it, starts scribbling things down in his pad.
And we actually we decided to come here first, sir, because we had noticed that the article that you had printed on the 17th of January, you actually have given us the most information and factual information as to his whereabouts that we've had so far. And I thought of coming here first would be a good port of call. A gentleman like yourself, obviously. We will get factual things rather than gossip, and I thought here would be a good first port of call if you're willing to.
Oh, indeed, it was a fine choice, young lady. The Gamwell Gazette is the heart of Gamwell here. There is no all hard facts, no gossip here.
I thought so. I could tell.
What is it Sam Artemis can do for you fine folks?
I'd maybe pass over sort of look to Eugene and not really look to Dick, but
Yeah, I'd reach out
You
a
all
hand.
right there, fella? You've seen the ghost.
I'd reach out a hand and speak to him and say, hello there, Mr. Artemis. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Eugene Furlong. I'm an associate of Mr. Malone. So we're here to try and help track down the missing Mr. Cornthwaite. And
Miss Cornthwaite, a fine, upstanding member of the community.
yes, so we're here so everyone we talk have spoken in this fine place says so. That makes it all the more pertinent that we are here because we're looking to track him down and make sure that he is safe. It's worrying news indeed that a man of such standing in such a fine place like this is missing. So we're here to assist.
Miss Cornthwaite's missing, you say?
Yeah, you don't know?
careful.
Well, we nobody here in Gamwell has seen
He's
much
not been seen
anything
for a
of
long
Miss
time.
Cornthwaite for a
Yes,
while.
Yes,
As,
maybe.
as reported in our fine broadsheet, we believe that Mr. Cornthwaite is out away on his travels again, perhaps organising another fine and exciting expedition, which I'm sure he will regale us with and give us the Gamwell Gazette an exclusive when on his return.
Missing was perhaps we
Not been heard from for a long time.
an extreme term.
Yeah.
It's just that he hasn't checked in, and we just need to make sure that he is either on course or he maybe has went off course because he's discovered something incredible. But we just need to. It's paramount that we know he's safe.
Discovered something incredible, you say, eh?
Well, of course, it is Mr. Conway. So after all. And of course, if that were the case, and you had been you had been the forefront of us being able to make contact with him, then of course the that would be your story to share. That would be some exclusive.
It's like nods and he's continuing to scribble things down on his little notebook.
If of course that was the case. I'm sure that it's just.
Yeah, and of course, if we don't come back with some news of some amazing discovery, then at least we're coming back with news of his safety. That's the first thing. Just that he's not been heard from for a long time, so we're checking up on progress, and hopefully there's a scoop about what he's doing and what he's up to, and of course that'd be an exclusive scoop for your paper, but yeah, the first concern is his safety, as he's not been heard from for a long time. So we're talking to his lawyers about just making sure we know that he's safe. And I appreciate that anything that we've discussed with you stays between just us, of course.
It's private for now.
Yeah, for now, of course, yeah.
Integrity of the press.
Yeah, but first exclusive on the scoop will be yours, if there is a scoop. And I mean, if all we come back with, like I said, is assurance of Mr. Cornthwaite's safety, then that's fine. But if there is a scoop, it's all yours. So yeah, anything you can tell us about the man himself and his recent exploits he's been doing, or would be very, very useful indeed.
You're more than welcome to peruse our back issues in the morgue.
In the morgue.
The morgue, it's a term, a newspaper term.
Yeah, that's a very morbid term. Is that where you put the old papers?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the morgue. That's a very morbid term, but yes, I understand for why you would use it. Yeah, I appreciate your cooperation on that, of course, Mr. Whitman.
Follow me, Mr. Fellows, was it?
Furlong, Mr. Whitmore. Eugene Furlong.
I'll show you. Right, I'll show you where we keep them.
Well, thank you kindly, sir.
And he leads you over to a door at the back corner of the office. Opens the door, and there's it looks a little more than a broom closet, and piled up inside here, along with several brooms, a stack of ratty, tatted looking cardboard boxes stuffed with old newspapers.
Okay. I'll start looking through it, I suppose.
Right, so
for stories about
the
him.
more back papers.
Yeah, from the most recent date back, like going from now backwards.
So is he still there though?
Yeah, yeah.
He's there. So I would just say I would be like, obviously a man of your standing, and especially within such a revered town that you have here, would surely have another reason why we came to you first is your professional and personal contacts and things will of course be, I would imagine, well established within here, and I personally would like to hear your opinion on who does and doesn't know him quite well. Anybody that you think that we should speak with, or that knows him well, or that you think is worthwhile us talking to, of course, because I very much value your input.
Mr. Conway is, as I say, is been an upstanding citizen here in Gamwell ever since he first arrived back in 1914. He's very much, what's the word, a philanthropist. He's been always been keen to.
Surely you knew him personally.
Oh, well.
As a friend, of course. Surely.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No. I knew Mr. Conway. I'd spoke to him on a number of occasions, but I wouldn't go so far as to say we were friends. No, that would be somewhat presumptuous of me. Perhaps Mrs. Arwen over at the library. She got on quite well. They had many things in common, an interest in anthropology and archaeology.
Okay. The library was going to be our next guest. I bet it is as impressive as everything else in this town.
You're quite there, Mr. Malone. Can I get you something? Nice tea, a cigar.
Well, that was my next question. It's a very attractive little box that you have on your desk for those cigars. It's very different than everything else in this room.
I have a good friend who brings them from south of the border, you know.
Aha, right. Yes, I know exactly. Okay.
He goes over and opens the box and offers you one of these rather expensive-looking cigars.
Take a minute, lick across it.
And he offers you offers the clippers.
Oh. Very good, Faye. Yes. So, this friend, is he local?
Oh, is one of the representatives that serves that supplies one of the general store.
Uh-huh.
He comes through Gamwell every few months.
Oh, okay. Every few months, okay.
Every few months, yeah. I just picked these up just last week.
And you wouldn't buy these in the general store? No way.
No.
Anything else that we maybe couldn't buy at a general store happening this time? It's just between us, you know.
Oh, well, anything in particular you're referring to, Mr. Malone?
Well, I don't know if you know where we're staying, but
the Haggerty boarding house. There's nowhere else in Gamwell to stay.
Yeah, well, when I mentioned anything to do with, alcohol or speakeasies, I was immediately faced with a big problem there, and I was like, oh, well, I thought that was a very common thing in
the
around
Haggertys
these parts.
are a fine, upstanding couple, fine pillars of the community. But we folks here in Gamwell, it's a dry town.
Okay, but yet you're
Mr.
able to get
Sheriff
these cigars.
Whitmore wouldn't stand for any of that breaking of the prohibition laws.
I meant to ask you earlier, what state are we in?
It's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, okay.
Lovecraft
country.
Yeah.
Nice.
Says, well, I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Malone, cigars are not illegal yet.
Yeah, yet. But these are particularly different than others if you're getting them from not a store.
Certainly can't pick them up at the from the tobacconist counter at the general store, sir. No, sir, you cannot.
You're not getting no drink, Dick. I've told you. Shh. I've got like a little hip flask tucked in here, but
I'm not looking for a drink.
Did they offer Eugene a cigar? I'm wondering.
No, you're in the.
You're out the back with the papers. You're doing the work.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You stay to work.
Yeah, I never realised you were in a different bit now. Yeah, I'm working away.
Do I need to roll like a spot hidden for to see if we find anything in these old papers? If there's anything that's.
So if you're helping Eugene with that, you can one of you can be the lead can make the roll, and because there's somebody assisting, you can make it with a bonus die, so it'll be a library use.
Right, so library use.
So
Mine's
one of you needs to be the lead to actually make the roll.
What's
and
your
then the other
library use?
person's-
Mine's just 20.
45.
You roll.
So you can add, because Eugene's assisting you can add a bonus dice onto it. So Mr. Malone, what is it you're looking for? You're
Well, just anything. Well, that's what I was kind of hoping he was going to tell us, but he's been a little bit, like,
Nice roll.
useless. Yes.
You
Thanks.
say you're not looking for no illegal alcohol, so what is it you were looking for, Mr. Malone?
Oh, I was just wondering, most towns normally have shitty folks about, and they know things, and being someone who goes around and has hunted and met loads of scary people, those people sometimes know more than others, and sometimes you might find out a wee bit more information about things that you want to know.
I see what you're getting at there, Mr. Malone. If it's information you want, you've come to the right place. There'll be no shady characters here in Gamwell. Mr. Sheriff Whitmore sees to that. Any vagrants or any ne'er-do-wells that even think to step onto the outskirts of Gamwell, he makes sure they're on the next train out of town, if you get my meaning.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
but if it's information you want, sir, then this is the right place. This is the place you come to.
What's the sheriff's name again? Sorry.
The sheriff
Whitmore.
is called Mr. Whitmore. Sheriff
Whitmore.
Whitmore. So, Mr. Malone, how can I help you? I'm the man to ask. I have my fingers on the pulse here in Gamwell.
We need to know about his connections, about who he was personally connected with, who he was connected with in private,
You're with me.
his business connections, blah blah, etc.
well,
You're with me in the stacks of papers, remember?
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. I was just talking out loud.
the lady looking after us in the hotel, she mentioned something about a family that he was staying with. What was their name? I can't really remember. He said maybe it wasn't a very good family house for him to live in. You know anything about that? Why would she think that?
Oh, you mean the Fitzgerald place, Mr.
Fitzgerald? Yeah.
Well, that's not the Mr. Colthwaite's not staying with the Fitzgerald. That's just the name of the property. It's the name. That's the name of the people who originally built the property back in the beginning of the 1800s, about 1805, I believe it was. It's just that the name stuck. So everybody here refers to has always referred to that place as the Fitzgerald place. It's not for good reasons, I'm afraid.
Oh, was there nefarious means? Something mean go down in town or something? Is that why you've got a new sheriff? Is that when he took over, or is that years?
No, we're talking so. Most people here in Gamwell can tell you the stories, but people tend not to like to talk about it. They try to forget the darker part of Gamwell's past. It's but yeah, the Fitzgerald place has a dark history, you might say. Some might even say that place is cursed.
Oh, curse! Would you believe in anything like that?
He says, well, I don't know about that. He says, but whatever the truth of it is, there sure has been some terrible things happening out there. You might be wondering, like I say, the place was built back back around 1800 by the Fitzgerald family. They were wealthy people, fine people. Gold prospect, the money came from gold prospecting, some people say. But anyhow, they built that place, raised their family there, had 2 sons, 2 good, fine, healthy, respectable sons. And both those boys, they signed up to the army during the Civil War. But unfortunately, the youngest, he never came back. But the eldest boy, Johnny, he survived. Although the story goes that when he came back in '65, he wasn't quite right in the head anymore, all bitter and twisted. And then one night, not long after he'd come back home, one night, in a fit of rage, he killed everyone in their house and then turned the gun on himself.
Right, okay. Yeah, so I can see how people around here don't want to talk about things like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir, Mr. No, not Mr. Manson.
Malone.
Mr. Malone.
Call me Dick. I like Dick.
Hold the fuck up, guys. What did I miss? I just heard the very end of that.
Right, so basically the people that built the Fitzgerald place, the Fitzgerald family, had 2 sons. One of them never came back for the Civil War, and the one that did, when he came back in 1865, came back not right in the head, and he killed everyone in that house and then himself.
Nice, okay.
Was
And
that
that's
bang
what
on?
you
It was
said.
This is now that's how the name stuck. It's always been called the Fitzgerald place, but that's not where it ended. No, sir. That place sat empty for a while, but eventually some new folks moved in. I forget the name, but they lived there a fair few years till almost the turn of the century. Then they sold up, moved on. But it was a certain Arthur Kerwin who bought the place from those
So
folks.
the family that had it in the middle stayed there and then left. There was no big drama. There was no mystery. They owned it and then they just passed it on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
correct.
In Arthur.
And then what kind of year was it? It was turn of the century that Arthur Kerwin bought it.
Yeah.
1900s.
Yeah.
So Arthur Kerwin, who bought the place, moved him and his young family from New York, made his fortune on the stock market or some such, if I recall. But I guess some folks just don't adjust well to life out here in the countryside, and Arthur Kerwin seems to be one of them folks. After all the hustle and bustle of a hectic life here over there in the city, the loneliness and quiet and isolation must have got to him, I think. People began to notice a change in him when he came into town. Irritable he was, bad-tempered, paranoid even, some would say. Even so, nobody could have guessed what would happen. They'd only been in that house a little more than, more than a year, if that. It was Sheriff Whitman who found him. Well, I say sheriff, he would have been the deputy back then. He called in the Fitzgerald place, so sort of a routine checkup because no one had seen anything of the Kerwins for almost a week. It wasn't the same after what he saw in that house. Arthur Kerwin, he'd up and taken an axe to them all, butchered his entire family. He had wife and 3 children, one of them not much more than a young baby. Whereas still, Arthur Kerwin, he was never caught, just disappeared.
No, I were Arthur Kerwin.
No,
I were.
no.
Wayne.
This is a different Arthur
No.
Kerwin. It's a different
He's
Arthur.
Carnworth.
This way.
Carnwit.
Cornthwaite.
Wait.
Yeah.
Kerwin was never found.
So there you go.
I know we're
Mr.
not there.
Malone.
I know I'm not
That's,
there, but I'm writing notes.
That's why people don't often want to talk about that Fitzgerald place.
Appreciate that.
But that aside, Mr. Cornthwaite is a fine, upstanding gentleman.
Yeah, I can see now why the lady didn't want to tell us very much about all what you told us about. Like, that's a little bit much for chit chat and general tourists, you know.
It's not exactly something to discuss over the breakfast table, so no.
Definitely not. And I seen that you had a young lad who worked in here along with you. Did you send him out to hand out the new Gazette, or?
Oh, Joe, he's out scouring the town and thereabouts for some news stories for the next edition.
Oh, does he do like most of the
Oh, he's our
finding
reporter.
out for you?
He's our man on the streets, our reporter. Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay.
I do all the typesetting.
Okay. And proofreading, check all the stuff.
Oh,
and-
yes. I have to oversee, make everything fits is up to the Gamwell Gazette's high standards, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And so who owns the general store?
Oh, that'll be Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Snippet.
And have they been here for a long time?
Oh,
You know,
the Snippets have been here like most people in Gamwell. Most people go back generations. Gamwell's a fine town. People stay. They don't have a hankering to move out.
unless they're up in the Fitzgerald place and they find an axe, eh?
Well, yes, you could say that. Although it's only ever been out of towners.
Oh,
Fair, Mr. Malone.
coming from Boston, places like that, ruffians blowing stuff like that.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I
meanwhile-
wonder if they find anything.
Yes. So meanwhile, checking through through these cardboard boxes, these tatty cardboard boxes, which is like stuffed with the back issues of the newspaper. Searching through them, you find lots of references to Mr. Cornthwaite that stretch all the way back to his arrival in 1914, the first article, and proudly announcing his arrival and taking on the Fitzgerald place. There's also stories of him opening fetes, attending tea parties, donations of money to the church, these documenting his various wins at local bridge nights, donations of books to the library, and so on and so forth. So looking a little bit further back, you do come across a clipping from about 1890.
1890.
Yes.
Which says,
Ooh. Gamwell family slain in terrible attack. Mother and 3 children killed. Police seek missing father. May 17th, 1890. A tragedy of awful proportions unfolded today in Gamwell when Mrs. Gloria Kerwin and her 3 children, Harold 5, Sarah 3 and Susan 2, were found brutally murdered on their estate north of Gamwell, the well-known Fitzgerald Manse. Deputy Whitford of the Gamwell County Sheriff's Office made the grisly discovery while making a routine inspection. I've never seen
and the dad missing.
I've never seen anything like it, the brave but shaken deputy told this reporter. They were all dead. The family had indeed been brutally and cowardly slain, struck down by repeated blows from an axe. Not even little Susan was spared from this hideous fate. No murder weapon has been discovered, and Mr. Arthur Kerwin, the children's father, is presently missing. He is wanted by the police for questioning, although fears are also held for his safety.
Okay, so
He's not the only suspect in the murder. I think somebody might have came in and slain the family and kidnapped him as well also.
he's missing.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I was batting it, and I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I mean, I figured he was the sole suspect in the murder and that he ran away, but that kind of makes you think that maybe they're thinking that also somebody could have murdered everybody and taken him is also a kind of possibility. I don't know though. I think that I don't know. So it's they've all got the house in common for a
Seems
start.
pretty likely to me, like, to be honest. So, yeah. So, how long have we been here for? Do you think? Do you think it's worthwhile that we head up towards like the library?
Did we get anything more from this particular like searching?
I've been taking notes of
Yeah.
all this stuff, by the way.
No, that's everything. That's everything. That's all you've found.
So this was the Kerwin family. It's spelled with a C, wasn't it? Kerwin, where is it? Yeah.
So despite the fact that the paper was established in 1947, that story from 1890 is about as far back as that's probably around the oldest issue of the newspaper that's kept in the offices.
Arthur, right? Okay. So, I guess I'm also looking while we're here at if there's any other sign of Arthur Kerwin. Did he ever show up, or was he missing forever? I want to know that.
What you gonna search him through the papers, or are you speaking to?
I think it might be easier to just ask the.
Will the library not hold more factual info? So we're only going to get news articles from the Gazette looking
Yeah.
through this stuff. Whereas if we go to the library, they may have. Did they have that in in 1925? No, where you go through and you click through the filming of the old
They
like
didn't
stuff.
have
No, but
microfiche.
you would have actual
but,
hard
like, you
copies,
have
just
file.
Yeah, but they'll have most libraries will have kept.
In them days, would have had like records of people's deaths as well, maybe like registered deaths.
That would be in the
No.
paper, yeah. The
That'd be
obituary.
so there might be stuff like that in paper, but also town hall or keep hall, like records, births, deaths, marriage, and all that kind of thing. Property deeds.
Yeah. That's maybe a quick way to find out if he was ever found or not, if he's registered
Yeah, I
as
want to
dead.
know if he was always missing, or if he ever showed up. Or that's
Yeah.
important to know.
Yeah. So I think it's important that we get to the library, do some research there, speak to the lady, Mrs. Arwen at the library.
Yeah, well,
She was
first,
the
but first I want to see if anything like pops up here. Like, is there anything else here, Phil, in this stack of papers that I was looking in, or is it just that?
No, there's nothing else.
Right,
nothing
cool.
else in.
Yeah. So the library next to see if we can get anything.
I didn't mean to take.
And also from around that time around, what else can we find out about the Kerwin family as well? Like, just check the news, like the records from back then. What happened to Kerwin? Did they ever show up? Did they ever find him? All that kind of thing.
So you just are you asking Mr. Atwell? Are you asking the Sam Atwell about that, or are you just?
Well, at the moment, no. I'm just speaking to Effie about it, saying that I think that's our next step. So are we and you, Effie, going to go back to Dick and what's his name?
Well, I
Pygmy,
think
so
it's
he's on
worth
my
us
other page.
asking him first because he might be able to. Like, I'm thinking about time wise. Like, if we're just raking through old papers looking for like.
Dan.
Do you know what I mean? If we ask him, he might have an idea. Or be like, "Oh, this happened in such and such." We can maybe get to that information quicker.
Yeah, we've also got a sheriff who might want to speak to.
We're just chatting and looking through this stuff at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize we were in different rooms, but yeah, no. Maybe we go through and we just say we ask him now specifically about anything.
Yeah.
About Mr. Kerwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Kerwin? Did he ever show up?
Okay, so Sam Artemis, he tells you no, that he was never found. Although there was no definite proof, he was the main suspect in the murders, but he was never found. No trace of him was ever found.
And it was assumed that he fled because he was guilty.
Yeah,
Generally.
that's
Okay,
what.
Okay, well, that
That,
house
that
is...
would, yeah, that would be how I would imagine people would think that it would be.
Yeah, although it's creepy as hell now and I don't really want to, but we have to
I was
check
gonna,
out that
yeah,
house now.
we do, but we need to, but we have to. I think we have to wait for the. We could, it's 10 miles out. We have to wait for the Dodge
Till
brothers
after
to
we've
go
seen the
there.
brothers dodge, yeah. So we
Yeah.
still go to the library today, though.
Library, we know we've got a good porter. I would thank him as well. I'd be like, oh, thank you so much for, putting us in mind of Mrs. Arwen. It's really nice to have someone that we can go straight in, and it's just testament to what a lovely little community that you guys have here too. So thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's good to meet some new people. And of course, if anything, you should turn up anything interesting, then I'm
Oh,
sure you'll remember good old Sam Atwell.
of course, a favor is never forgotten.
Never forget Atwell at the Gamwell Gazette.
Okay, so as you leave the Gazette, Sam goes back, reclines back in his chair, feet upon the desk, and relights his cigar.
But before I leave, I want to ask Sam for another one to take with me.
Does he offer me one this time?
You're not fit. You're not fit. You're not fit. I'm the boss. Go.
Right, Dick.
Get out.
Right, Dick.
So
Hey,
yeah,
Mr.
he
Malone.
smiles, says, right, well, just this once, Mr. Malone. There you go.
Just because you said, it's going to be a couple of months till the guy comes through the town again, so. There we go.
Hopefully next time we come back is not on business. We should be back for pleasure again. We hope. Right, let's get out of here, you fucking chancers.
Off to the library.
Okay. So this is the time library. It's almost literally just across the street. And much like the Gamwell Gazette, it's a surprisingly small wooden building. And it's crammed with bookshelves, and there's barely room for the front desk, at which the sole librarian sits behind or stands behind. It's a young black woman.
What was her name again? You kept saying it.
Susan Arwell.
Mrs.
Susan
Arwen.
Arwell.
Mrs. Arwell. This is Mrs. Arwell. So she looks to be in her early 30s, late 20s.
Should I lead, or do you want to lead you in? You got a bit of charm.
What age did you say she was? No, I don't
Hey.
have much charm at all.
So yes, this young African American woman, quite smartly but conservatively dressed.
Rena did
Oh,
me
she's
dirty. Rena did me dirty on the character. I've got no chance. I've got terrible charm.
I'll go then. It's not like that. It's not like that.
I mean,
thickly.
we can all talk to her, and then if charm rolls happen, then maybe you can take the lead.
I'll whisper her name to Dick again, so that he knows. Because if we go in on name terms, then I feel like we're going to make better connections with people. Yeah.
If you want, my charm's useless. Just my fast talk's nothing as well. What else have I got? I've only got the minimum skills. It won't expand the other ones for some reason.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is
not a
I
people person.
would just say to Dick, I would be like, this is Mrs. I keep saying her name wrong anyway. What is it?
It's
Arwell.
Susan
Arwell. This is Mrs. Arwell. Arwell, the man from the paper, recommended we speak to her.
So, like I say, she's quite smartly, if conservatively dressed, but probably as befits her occupation. Her hair's been smoothed and relaxed into a neat, if slightly old-fashioned chignon. Not sure what it is. I bought some kind of bone, I guess. Which
I
sits
don't know
at
what
the
it is.
nape. Yeah, it looks like some kind of bone or ribbon or something, which sits at the nape of her neck. I would say that is from the picture anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there you
Is this a low slung bun?
A Shion?
go. Yeah,
Chiffon.
Shinon.
Shinon?
I probably pronounced it wrong.
Yeah, it's not something.
It's a
That's
little
not a word
bun.
I
It's a
know.
little slick back parted bun.
Shignon.
Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, so it
I can't
sits
do
at
it
the
'cause
nape
I've
of her
got a
neck
bald
on the
Take your
right
word
hand
for it.
side. Yeah. So yeah, as you enter the library, she looks up and smiles. Says, "Ah, good afternoon. Can I help you at all? Welcome to Gamwell Library."
Thank you, Miss Atwell, is it?
Miss Arwell.
Arwell, sorry. I said that wrong as well. Thank you, Miss Arwell. It's a beautiful building, just like the rest of the town, actually.
It's,
We're very pleased to be here.
very kind. We're kind of you to say so, but we are a little we're a little understocked. We're not the most well equipped
Well,
libraries.
My associates and I are here to study the history of the town a little bit and some residents over the years. So we're just here to look at old newspaper records.
You
Oh,
came
well, I could-
recommended.
But
You
you,
came recommended from the man at the Gazette.
Oh, I see. Sam recommended me, did he?
yeah, Mr. Artemis said that you're a very knowledgeable person about the town and
Worthwhile speaking to,
its
and that
residents
you
and its
you
history.
were that you were on more friendlier terms with Arthur
Cornthwaite?
Cornthwaite. There's too many Arthurs. With Mr. Cornthwaite. We're here on behalf of the Dodge brothers.
I'm Mr.
Yes,
I'm Edward. Sorry, no, I'm not. I'm Eugene, and I'm going to shake her hand. See, my guy's useless. Yeah, I'm Eugene. I shake her hand.
Okay, like she shakes your hand and sort of nods and smiles at each of you. She says, yes, I suppose you could say I was on good terms with Mr. Cornthwaite. We had a mutual appreciation of anthropology and archaeology.
He's a very interesting person.
Indeed he is.
A philanthropist and a great man to have been friends with, I would
He has. He's
imagine.
incredibly generous. He donated quite a number of books from his own personal library to the library here in Gamwell.
Oh, did he? That's very interesting. I bet he
his
did.
travels and his studies.
Sorry.
Like books regarding his travels and his studies, or
They're mainly books on anthropology and archaeology. Yes, to the extent we have quite a disproportionate amount of books on the subject compared to everything else.
any of his own writing.
No, I don't believe Mr. Cornthwaite ever wrote anything himself. No.
Okay.
That's good that you have such a great anthropology and zoology section. You talk about it like it's a bad thing. Your small library with a large anthropology section is a great thing.
You misunderstand me, Mr. Furlong. It's not that. It's just we're somewhat lacking in books
You could do
covering
with
other subjects, and and the overabundance of books on anthropology and archaeology make that all the more apparent.
Ah, yes, okay, I understand. Well, hopefully.
There's so many books that most of it, quite a good proportion of them, I have to keep in storage.
Wait, yeah, you could do with a bigger building, but I can tell you're doing your best with what you have here, and it's definitely impressive.
We do what we can.
So yeah, or not to take up your time because you're clearly a busy lady. And
She just smiles and laughs and says, "Oh, quite the opposite. I'm sure. It's been a slow day today."
well, you'll pardon the intrusion, but if you don't mind, we would like to just have a chat with you. We have a spare day here in town before we have our official meeting tomorrow. We're just wanting to sort of gather as much information and get a feel for the place and a real feel for Arthur and who he was before we go and meet with his associates tomorrow.
Oh well, I'd be more than happy to assist you if I can. But, what is it you want to know
Wow.
specifically?
What's so the Sam at the paper made it seem as if you were, so he would not have considered himself a friend of Arthur's, but he said that you obviously your shared love for anthropology and it clearly matched intellect, I think.
Oh yes,
Um,
we often
a closer relationship.
we often spoke of on such matters when he came into town. So, sometimes he would tell me of his expeditions and archaeological digs that he attended.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
He was offered me some help and inspiration in putting together some notes. I'm writing a book. You see.
Wow. Yes, that's what we need. Women authors and yes, women intellect and
The
yes.
academic
How
section.
admirable! How admirable! Yes.
How fantastic! How fantastic, Miss Orwell. What are you writing about? What's your chosen subject?
Oh, it's nothing so grand. It's more local history.
Oh, see, that's very interesting to me. I think this place is really beautiful. I'm very interested in the history of it. The old buildings are fantastic, all of them. Yours is brilliant. Such a beautiful little library, a beautiful town. That's a book I'll be very keen to read when it's written, Miss Orwell.
I'm afraid it may be sometimes. I'm afraid it's only fragmentary notes at the moment. I'm afraid.
How deep into the local history and how far into it are you going to go? Because we've heard some. Obviously, the place is fantastic, but we've heard some, specifically, very tragic story and tale of.
Oh, you're talking about the Fitzgerald place, of course.
We are, yeah. And
What year was
it is probably one of the more interesting, if morbid aspects of Gamwell. Yes.
What year was the town founded?
Oh, the town was founded back in 1765, I believe.
Takes notes.
you know where it was founded on? What was here before?
There was nothing here before, to be honest.
What was
I believe it was.
What was the first industry? What did they settle here and do like this? The first.
It's always been a farming community. Gamwell. Always.
Yeah.
What kind of like animals or crops?
Mainly cattle. A mixture, probably fair mixture of cattle and crops. Yeah.
And what kind of industries here in 1920? Is it still that small? It's just
it's still a farm.
It's still just a little farming community. Place. Yeah, cool. Okay.
There's no other than the businesses you'll find on Main Street. There's nothing here. There's no other businesses aside from the farming industry.
Well, Miss Orwell, I'm very interested in the history of the town, which is, like you said, the thing you're writing about. And I was going to be just looking at certain articles in old papers about the history of the town. Maybe just asking you a few questions might be a lot quicker to some answers to a few things.
Well, I'd be happy to help if I can.
Well, we're very curious about what's the name of the house again? I'm on another page.
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald's.
The Fitzgerald house. It seems like the place has had some very bad luck. Do you know anything about the family that moved in and moved out in between Mr. Curwood and Mr. Cornthwaite?
Oh.
Sorry, not
yes,
between Colonel and Cornthwaite, before Mr. Colonel.
If you give me a moment, I'll
Curwood.
get my I'll dig my. If you give me a moment, I'll dig my notes out.
Oh, thank you.
She like ducks down behind the desk, and you can hear her scrabbling around.
Can I have a little quick spot hidden just round the room just to see if anything? I don't
Library.
know. Yeah, I know, but it's like a little scattered library.
You just want to roll.
Yeah, I'm a good roll for ages.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, why not?
Oh shit, what's happened? Oh, the CC cleaner keeps popping up. My laptop's running super slow, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're alright.
That would be no. So there's no nothing of interest catches your eye. No.
There
Can
my
I have a
glasses.
browse about? Since I'm.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Yes.
I know, sorry. I felt like I took over there.
Sorry, I'm
Where's
talking to this lady. She's very nice.
I've not played for so long. I've missed it, guys. Thanks.
A nice roll.
Okay.
Shame there's
So
nothing there.
Mr. Miller, you kind of look at perhaps the library itself doesn't really interest you so much. I mean, I don't think you're much of a reader, are you? No.
Good at
So-
English, but I can't read.
Yeah. So maybe some pulp, so a few pulp dime pulp novels and stuff like that. But yeah, most of these books like academic texts. There's nothing. There's no adventure books or anything like that. But you do notice, yeah, you look around, quickly get bored, but and kind of lean against the counter, and looking down on the counter, there's like a logbook that keeps it keeps track of overdue books. And you notice that one of the books that is overdue is called The Missing People, The Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed by Thomas Pratt. And the person who took the book out and who has not brought it back, it's overdue, it's listed as being overdue with, is Arthur Cornthwaite.
When was it taken out?
It was taken out in November.
And that was called The Missing People, The Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written by who?
Thomas Pratt.
Thomas Pratt.
Thomas Pratt. I'm making notes like.
So at this point, Mrs. Harwell, she stands back and says, here we are. And so she says, yes, got what was it? The people.
The tribe.
So it was the.
No,
I was
the
asking
people
her
that
about
were there before.
the people that were there
the
before Kerwin.
axe
The people
murderers.
that moved. The ending moved out uneventfully. Apparently, does she know anything more about that family?
Oh, so that would be the Ainsfield family. They moved in. They purchased a house in 1861. To live there until about 1889, but I've not been able to find the exact details. But basically, they were forced to sell up due to mounting debts and other financial problems. They were forced to sell up and move out, and that's That's when Mr. Kerwin purchased the property from them.
And there was no murders while they lived there.
Oh no, there was nothing. There have been this. Although this people don't like to talk about, supposedly don't like to talk about the Fitzgerald house here in Gamwell. They are quick. They'll be quick to tell you about all the sordid, bloody details of certain people, but always seem to gloss over the quiet moments in the house's history.
Yeah, which is what we were quite interested
So
in, and then also
there's no
Arthur.
news during their years there. There's no news of the house at all. No fires. No nothing.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Do the Ensfield family still live in?
No, they moved. Again, they came to Gamwell, and when they sold up, they left. I'm afraid I don't
know where they
tell you
went.
where they moved to.
Okay.
But again, there was before Mr. Cornthwaite, after the Kerwins, the incident with the Kerwins, and before Mr. Cornthwaite moved in, the house, it stood empty for about 3 years, and then in 1893, an elderly couple, the Franklins, they bought the house. They weren't there for very long. Nothing.
And that was prior to him, so that
was prior to Arthur Cornthwaite.
This is the Franklins there after the Ainsfields.
The Ainsfields bought the house. Then Arthur Kerwin,
so that's why it's
bought
called
the house
Franklins.
bought the house from the Ainsfields.
Yeah.
Then after the infamous incident with the Kerwin family, the house sat empty for the house sat empty for about 3 years, and then in 1893, an elderly couple, the Franklins, bought the house. But Martha Franklin, she died in she flicked through and checking her notes in 1906, and then her husband outlasted her by several years. He passed away in 1913. They left no unusual circumstances. Just they just both died of old age.
Well, see, 1913, did you say? And they were both old age.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his wife died in 1906, and Henry
he was 1913.
Franklin died in 1913.
And there was no news, nothing in the years that they were there either.
No, nothing.
Okay.
As I say, people are quick to.
We're getting serious when I put the highlights.
Sensational aspects.
Yeah, I'm on to my third page of notes.
Yeah, you know you're serious when the highlighters are. All right.
And then a year after that, in 1914, Mr. Cornthwaite bought the property.
1914. Okay.
And we're in 1925, and he's missing.
Yeah.
Right, okay. What news of the house between 1914 and 1925? Any news in the house in his years while he's there?
No.
Okay.
He's surely not lived there much though, because he travels so often.
Mr. Cornthwaite was away a lot. Most notably, was the expedition he conducted in South America. Which
does he have? Do you know if he has groundspeople or staff that stay in the building?
Yes, I believe he did employ a number of staff at the house, but from what I understand, they were he dismissed them several weeks ago.
At
least that's the story. I suppose the Dodge brothers would know more on that, since they manage it. I imagine they are responsible for managing his estate.
And we're meeting with the Dodge brothers tomorrow. That's why we're here. We just thought, you being his friend, there might be some extra insight, and you have given us very much. So it's been very productive meeting you.
And what a pleasure it's been to speak with you as well.
You too. I'm glad I could be of some help. Hopefully, Mr. Conthwaite will return home shortly.
We
Sure you
will.
will.
I'll keep you updated as well. It does appear that obviously you were a person who was closer to him in his life, and keep you updated as to updates. Hopefully, it's just a case of he's been unable to touch base, and we find him, and all's well. But she'll let you know either way.
I'm sure that's the case. I mean, of course, we're Mr. Cornthwaite is under no obligation to inform us of his comings and goings.
Of course not.
Thank you, Miss Arwell. I'm going to continue just reading a little bit about the history of the town. Is there anything else outstanding that you would tell me about before I go reading to save me some time about the history of the town? Anything that really stands out?
There's nothing really of no. Probably to most people, the Fitzgerald place is probably the most noteworthy.
Yeah, of course. If there was anything more noteworthy than the couple of murders that happened there, I would be
yes,
surprised.
Gamwell's been quite a quiet, uneventful place. If it weren't for the Fitzgerald place.
And have you looked upon the house yourself? Have you went up to look at it? Does it seem normal?
I've never been out to the house myself. No.
It's a few miles out of town, right?
It is, yes. It's about 10 miles out of town.
Okay.
I'm sure the Dodge brothers will have sorted that transport, etc. for us.
I'm gonna what time of day is it? I'm gonna spend some more time reading.
Yeah, because we need to be back for supper too, though.
Yeah.
What time we're at?
It's just about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay. 1:30. So, where do we fancy going? Town hall, or we'll spend some time browsing the library?
Well,
Dick, what do you want to do, my man? I feel like you've been hatching something while we've been.
So I want to find out more about the book that's overdue. Is there any other copies? Because it would be something that would be particular interest to myself.
yeah.
So we're gonna. Are you looking? What are you doing? Are you gonna asking Mrs. Harwell about this, or?
I'm asking Mrs. Artwell. I'm just gonna say, I was just glancing over the pages there on the desk and seen a book titled "The Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed." Me being an adventurer myself, I'm quite curious about things like that. You know, traveled my time through Africa, things like that, and.
She kind of glances down at the logbook. So yes, that was actually one of the amongst some of the books that Mr. Cornthwaite donated to the library, and but yeah, oddly enough, he came in and borrowed that one back in November. It's overdue, but I didn't really consider it diplomatic to mention it to him. He did give us the book after all.
Of course, yeah. You're not going to really find a man for a book he donated. So that would be the only copy. There's nothing by the same author or anything like that.
No, I don't believe so. I can check through the filing system though.
Is that a book that you've read? Have you read it?
Not personally, no.
Not familiar with it, no.
If anybody has got a reasonable score in anthropology, though, you can make an anthropology.
Let me have a wee looky.
I've got 1. I thought I had 75. It was accounting.
No, 1.
1.
Balls.
So she says, "No, I don't. I haven't bothered to read the book. The author Thomas Pratt. He was not a kind of author that I'd be interested in reading his
Do you
works.
know what? We're all saying
he's,
1 and not rolling. Remember, you've got 1% chance. I'm
I
rolling the
know, I was
dice
just
at
about
least.
to say, everything's worth a roll,
Yeah,
eh?
exactly. The 1's a
Okay.
1%. Like, I'm rolling a dice.
Everything's worth a roll.
I got an 82. 47. Anthropology, you want to go for it, Dick?
No, I'm alright.
Not even bothering.
Oh,
So yeah. So
Um,
Mrs. Sam
so-
says, no, it's not Mr. Thomas Pratt. I wouldn't. Is not an author that I would bother reading his books. He's not what. He's not someone that people in the field of anthropology consider a serious writer. His theories and views are what you would say to be on the fringe of accepted science. Some less kind people might call him a crackpot.
yeah, okay. Sorry, am I out of the
So, there's no more books by him in the library.
No.
So, okay. I bet there is in a certain house.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to his gaff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Are we spending some time in the library? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think we
Yeah, yeah. Like, we've got a couple hours yet before our dinner
I want
with
to take
the
as much as we can
Haggertys.
with us to the Dodge Brothers tomorrow, so
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Did,
I would be-
did Arthur ever
Yeah.
speak to you about his opinion on the crackpot? I can't remember.
Thomas Pratt.
Pratt.
It didn't, Mr. Malone. I was, as I say, I was quite surprised that they came back in and borrowed the book. I didn't think it'd be something he would be interested in. I was surprised that he even owned even owned it in the first place. But then for him to come back and actually take it back out to borrow it again, I was a little surprised, to say the least.
And
Do you know if it was prior to any Sorry.
And before he like, or after he took the book, did he were you in his company? Was there any changes in him? Did you notice anything different?
I wouldn't say specifically then, but ever since his return from his expedition in South America, Mr. Kerwin had become somewhat reclusive. It was his visits to town and our opportunities for conversation became less frequent.
Sam had alluded to some possible ill health, but also that
I believe some
the house
people
was
said
not a healthy environment.
well, as I say, people here like to sensationalize the Fitzgerald place.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
why
you might say it was cursed.
Yeah.
She kind of she like raises her eyebrows and smiles and exactly.
So just so that I've got the timelines right, did he take the book out before his expedition or
No, after.
After.
Came back from
So,
South America and then he take that.
He
book
was
out.
a recluse who came to the library, and that was probably the one time that he was there, or like out of like
So
Maybe
before,
like 5.
before the expedition to South America, he was a lot more active in the like local community. And then after he came back from South America, it became more reclusive.
What exactly was you doing in South Africa, Susan?
South America.
South America, sorry, Miss Arwell. I can't remember anything tonight. I'm getting everything wrong. He's went from South America to South Africa. Jeez.
That'd be Marlowe.
It's Marlowe's fault. It's Dick Marlowe's fault.
So she says, I don't know. He didn't. The few occasions that we spoke after his return from that expedition, it was one subject that was completely taboo.
And you haven't read Pratt's book about?
No, as I say, he's seen as a crackpot.
Something tells me the jungle that Pratt talks about might be in South America somewhere.
Oh yes, I believe the book does refer to is referring to a supposed lost tribe in South America. That much I do know.
And this Cornthwaite told you. You've not read the book, right?
No, I haven't read it myself.
Yeah, so Cornthwaite had said that to you. Okay.
Well, I do know that much about the book. That it does discuss a tribe in South America.
Okay, thanks, Miss Arwell.
Ready when you guys are then.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, Phil. You can start us off whenever you're ready.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to move it forward to the next day, to the meeting at the Dodge Brothers office. Dodge Brothers Attorneys at Law. Okay, so now? it's
Tuesday the 3rd of February.
5th. I've moved it forward. It was the 4th yesterday. It's the 5th now.
Okay.
Sorry, I moved it forward down.
Dodge Brothers.
Oh, we travelled, remember, for a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is coming up to 9. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning on February the 5th, and you arrive at the offices of the Dodge Brothers. It's it's another single-story building. It's the attorneys are the only business in this office. It's quite a expensive-looking brick building. The offices are so it's like a downstairs reception area with like a middle-aged woman with horn-rimmed glasses sitting on the reception desk on the like ground floor, and the actual offices of the 3 Dodge Brothers located on the 1st floor. And the reception on the arrival, the receptionist escorts you upstairs, where you are met by 3 aging but respectable-looking gentlemen. This is what they look like. So the 3 little rather grey men in washed out grey suits, all with receding hairlines in different stages of advancement. One has a moustache, the other 2 are clean shaven. All 3 of them come across as being quite timid. Almost
sorry, my bad.
Almost like the head, they're like pulling the heads in, the kind of like.
I was expecting younger brothers. Younger brothers. Yeah.
No, so the ages range from about 57 to 60.
Yeah. Christ, okay.
So as you come into the office, the younger one, who's kind of sat at the desk, the other 2, the two older ones, stood at his shoulder. Says, I presume you must be Mr. There we go, Monroe.
Dick Malone.
Malone,
Nice to meet
Malone,
you.
Mr. Malone. He doesn't get up. He kind of just like reaches out his hand to shake it and shakes your hand, but he never gets up.
It grabs it vigorously and grasps to exert dominance.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
never
if it ain't the dodgy lawman, eh? How we going?
It's just a kind of a weak smile crosses his lips, and he takes his hand back and kind of rubs his fingers a little bit, and says, please, take a seat, gentlemen, young lady.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending the meeting. Thank you for responding to our correspondence.
Of course.
As noted, as I'm sure noted in our correspondence to you, Mr. Arthur Cornthwaite is an important client of ours. As such, we are charged with certain responsibilities in assisting with the management of Mr. Cornthwaite's concerns. To wit, we hold certain documents in trust for him, financial ledgers and such, as well as managing elements of his estate. But regrettably, as you know, Mr. Cornthwaite's sudden departure has, without notification of his wishes or whereabouts, is proving somewhat problematic. Without his authority on certain matters, we cannot legally perform some of the duties we are tasked with. And to this end, as mentioned, we require you to establish contact with Mr. Cornthwaite so that we may learn how we should proceed with matters of his estate.
What are the matters that need seen to? So
you forgive me, Miss.
You can call me Effie.
Yes, that's all very well, but Miss
Francis, but you can call me Effie.
Miss Francis, I'm afraid such matters are confidential between ourselves and our client.
Okay.
I can assure you they hold no bearing on the matter to which you are employed upon.
Okay. That's fine, but without obviously all the information and the pieces to put together and anything that could, and then obviously will then prolong the process, and we then obviously come to a point where we have to start charging per daily basis, and the extra work we're having to do when possibly information could just be anything that's said between us is entirely private and confidential and only used in Arthur's best interest.
Well, I'm sure we can discuss specifics.
Or things that you may think would be specific. I'll trust your judgment in that. If you trust that
So
we will we will hold any information.
What is it you would be wanted access to? What is it you wish to know, Miss?
Well, what is it? What is the
Francis?
What is the affair that requires attention?
The day-to-day legal requirements of running Mr. Cornthwaite's estate.
So things like I do believe that he let go of all his staff and groundskeeper, and I'm just curious as to who is maintaining and upkeeping his estate while he's not there.
Well, yes, I suppose it would be acceptable to give you access to Mr. Cornthwaite's accounts. Yes, that's.
So why do you know why he did let his staff go?
I don't know. So we don't directly handle. We didn't directly handle the payments of wages to his domestic staff. There was a more amount of money set aside, but Mr. Cornthwaite preferred to deal with that personally.
Oh no! But I just assumed, obviously, you being his attorney and his lawyers and dealing with his estate, that he would, on a day-to-day personal level, you would be aware of. I don't know. Was he going on an expedition that he felt was unfair to keep his staff on that long, or was it? Do you know what I mean? I'm not. I'm asking more just on a personal level rather than the business.
I'm afraid, Miss Francis, we were not privy to that information.
It was a strange thing that he would get rid of all his staff. It seems like he would not. You would only get rid of your staff if you're not coming back, or you would sell. But you would sell your house if that was the case. So why would you get rid of your staff and not sell your house? It's an interesting one.
Forgive me for Mr.
Furlong. Sorry.
Forgive me, Mr. Furlong, but
Eugene, I've got to shake their hands one by one, and I'll give their old wrinkly hands a good squeezing as well. I'm gonna show some authority as well.
So forgive me, Mr. Furlong, but that's what we're employing, and that's what we're employing you to do to find these things out. We don't know. As I say, Mr. Conthwaite made it a personal matter that he dealt with payments of staff's wages.
Of course, and as the people who would be as executors should anything happen, I guess you have keys to his house, right?
Indeed, we do. We will supply you with keys to his property. We would assume it would be it would make sense to begin your investigation there.
I don't think we can avoid it. Unfortunately, it seems a wicked place with a wicked history. But
indeed, it would seem prudent to rule out that Miss Conthwaite is not at home.
Yes, of course, but it just seems a wicked place with a wicked history. I am loath to go and visit it, to be honest, but I think we're gonna have to. So yes, I would appreciate the keys. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Sirs.
Also, do you have access to a driver?
Well,
it's a fairways out. A local driver, a horse and cart man, perhaps.
We can arrange transport. I'm sure. I'm sure my brother can drive you out there.
Much appreciated for a lady.
But yes, to this end, as we mentioned, we require you to establish contact with Mr. Conthwaite so that we may learn how to proceed on these legal matters. Of course, should it transpire that Mr. Conthwaite has met an unfortunate accident and is no longer with us, we shall then be able to proceed with his wishes as laid out in his last will and testament. We would suggest that you, as you say, that you begin your investigation at the Fitzgerald estate. But with regard to said property, we also require an assessment of the house and its contents, as it represents a sizable asset should it come to light that Miss Conthwaite is no longer with us. Regardless of the well-being of Miss Conthwaite, we should also point out that any damage done to the property or the contents therein by during the course of your investigation will be deducted from your fee.
I think you'll find that there's a clause within our contract that will counteract that. But being that you are attorneys yourselves, I believe that you will have double checked.
You'll have already read that, no doubt.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure as you know, Dick always gets his man, so this isn't going to be a problem.
This is Malone and Co. you're talking about.
Do you have reason to believe that there is a probability or a high probability that he is no longer with us and that something unfortunate has happened? Or is it just that in the chance of in the probability of chances that it is a possibility, not that you believe it's likely?
We have no idea, but yeah, we can't discount that possibility. I mean, it could, like I say, it could be that Mr. Cornthwaite is just cozied up in front of the fire with a good book.
Can I roll for bullshit?
Yeah.
Can I roll psychology on these guys? Like, is there anything they're obviously not telling me? Can I roll for
you can do,
bullshit?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's what
I
I
call
do
rolling,
too.
like actively rolling for psychology
try,
now. When the
yeah,
GM's
nice
not
try.
asked me to, and I'm asking if I can, it's called roll for bullshit. I'm rolling for bullshit
Okay.
with my 10%. Oh, it came
Nice
right up.
try.
Came right off the 0-3, like.
Do you want me to roll?
Go for it, Dick. I think you would know.
Oh,
there we go.
Dick Malone
Yeah.
with a roll for bullshit.
Yes, my man.
So yeah,
I've got 50 on psychology.
Nice.
Right, yeah. So yeah, so something to doesn't sit well with you, Mr. Malone. There's you get the impression that they're not. There's something they're not quite telling you. You get the impression that they seem quite
Shifty.
uncomfortable at mention of this house. They're not that they're they're up to anything illegal or anything untoward, but yeah, you get the impression that the mention of the house makes them uncomfortable.
You guys believe in the curse, don't you?
Straight out with it, man.
Straight in with
No,
it.
such we don't put any stock in such nonsense. No, certainly not.
And with the benefactor of the will being sorry, did you say it was the spouse or?
Oh, Mr. Cornthwaite has no immediate family.
Oh,
He has no
okay.
heirs or.
They've not told us anything about so they're currently the executors. So who are you going to tell us anything about who's in as well before we go looking for a dead body?
I'm afraid the details of Mr. Cornthwaite's will are confidential.
Of course they are.
And has no bearing on determining the whereabouts of Mr. Cornthwaite.
Are you sure? You never know what
Can I-
could have bearing on an investigation. Remember, your lawyers, we're a
I was
investigations
just
firm.
about to say that. You hired us for a reason. Let us do our job and you stick to yours.
Can I roll spot hidden to see if there's anything in the room that would indicate it?
Indicate what? Sorry.
The benefactors, letters.
So they tell you that it's all that stuff is safely locked away in the safe. But yeah, there's you can make a law roll, I guess.
Law. Okay.
Who's got a law score? Have I got a persuade either?
I got 35.
Law. Oh.
I got a 40. I got a 40.
I've got 60, motherfucker.
Oh, suck it. Go for it, man. I got 48.
Hard
Is that
success for
no?
me.
Pardon.
Okay, so Eugene and Richard, the lawyers. Despite the fact you're trying to blindside them, the lawyers are quite within the rights to withhold that information about regarding Mr. Cornthwaite's will.
Okay, it does make sense, so that like.
In fact, if anything, they would be breaking the law, giving you access to it.
Fair dues.
Oh, and I was just about to intimidate them. Never mind.
Right,
Nah, right,
listen.
So let's go about it properly first. Let's get up to this fucking guy.
Let's get to the guy.
Yeah,
Do you guys have anything else that you need to tell us before we go?
Yeah, is there anything you should be telling us before we go see this house?
Well, we did. Well, as I say, we are very anxious to find Mr. Cornthwaite. We did go out to the house, but there was no answer. We did stand outside the house and called out, but there was no reply. So
You noticed anything? But you had keys.
Well, we do, yes, but it would be rather rude, don't you think, for us to just walk into the man's house with his keys or whatever? It was.
Now, do you recall were the windows shuttered or was
you
it...
were scared, and that's
Was
why
there
you didn't
anything-
go.
Yeah, do you
Was there
recall...
anything, untoward or?
Were the windows shuttered? Was it open or was it normal or...
To be honest, I don't recall.
Okay.
Because you got to the gate and you shouted, Arthur! And you ran away.
So you can make a psychology roll if you like.
All of us? Roll for
Oh, well,
bullshit.
anybody can if you want.
Yay.
I still don't know what any of these
Well,
dice mean. I'm just clicking it.
No, not me.
I've got 6 days, maybe worth meeting it.
Roll
Give
for
me
bullshit.
Star. Get out of the way.
Well, I got
Okay, so Richard, yeah, you got
18.
you got a hard success. So Richard, that is clearly what happened. They were what you
Verified,
suggest is they most certainly didn't go any further than the front gate.
Shite bags. You're right. You're right, Dick. Shite bags.
Well, gentlemen, if there's unless there's anything else we can help you, did you wish to view Mr. Cornthwaite's accounts or?
We can we take them with us or have
Oh
access
no!
to them?
You
Right,
you
okay.
can peruse them here in the office.
Is your brother ready to take us to the house?
Whenever you're ready, my brother will drive you out there.
Do we want to look at the accounts first, and then I've got a 75 in accounting.
Yeah, well, you want to be taking a note of when exactly I hired all this staff. Was it all at the same time, or was there certain ones that stuck around longer? Take a particular note on that, and have a read of his accounts, and if you don't mind, if you're the accountant, if you wouldn't mind, but take particular note of, if they all were sacked at the same, if all the staff were let go at the same time, or if it was a gradual thing. Jeez, push it.
Or you could spend luck.
Or spend luck, aye.
Where's my luck? I've got 55. What would I have to spend?
Click on the roll. Click where it says 84 on your roll.
Okay.
It gives you all the options.
It'll tell you how much you'd have to spend.
Because it's Foundry.
There you go.
Hey.
Okay, so looking over through Miss Cornthwaite's accounts, you're able to confirm that Mr. Cornthwaite is indeed a very wealthy man, and likely due to various investments, is likely to remain so. That, like I say, he's got many
no money
worries at all. Yeah, he's got loads of investments that'll bolster up his already healthy financial reserves. Under outgoings, the biggest expenditure was to pay for the expedition to South America in 1918. There's entries recording the hire of men, transport of equipment and such things to South America. But the expenses for the return journey are much lower. And as you know, that.
What about reoccurring regular outgoings? Maintaining things like how much was it if he's not having money worries, like what was happening with his staff, is there anything outside of that would be a regular outgoing thing that was reoccurring?
So no, there's nothing There's no you don't detect any irregularities at all in his accounts. There's nothing. There's
It seems all quite
There's
straight.
no money. There's no money going. There's no strange amounts of money appearing or disappearing. Everything
Above
seems
board.
all above board. As regards the domestic payment of the domestic staff's wages, there's no. There's no payment for individual staff members. There's just like a stipend. There's basically a stipend for a payroll.
Okay. For like,
Eh,
yeah.
eh,
Okay.
Anything for the library?
No. Oh well,
No.
there's things like this over the years since 1914. There's various financial donations being given to.
Has he had any donations from people?
No.
No.
No, but he's been quite. It looks like he's been quite generous to donate money to the like church, to the library, to the local school.
Did you see he was
to
originally from,
businesses.
his parents were from stock exchange money, right? That's this guy.
Well, amongst other things. Yeah.
Originally, yeah. So he
And,
always had money, but he's got a lot because he's invested, but he's a philanthropist, and so all his money's accounted for. He's just invested in everything.
It's come from a wealthy family, but also it's all shored up with all really strong investments as well.
Nothing direct to Artwell, no.
No.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's fair.
I conclude my line of questioning.
but yeah, it all seems.
I would, I'd tell the boys this. Looks good to me, guys. So, nothing nefarious here.
Yeah.
Let's go find that book.
Where's this?
Give me one last accounting or spot hidden roll though. Just Effie.
Okay. Or
Accounting or spot hidden, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is one thing that catches your eye though.
Cheers.
The last, probably one of the last things in the ledger. In fact, it's the very last entry on January the 7th, 1920.
Mm-hmm.
And Cornthwaite requested that a dump truck full of salt be delivered to his property.
Okay.
But the order was never fulfilled.
A dump truck of salt.
A dump truck full of salt.
Okay.
Does it say who from or where from?
The Fitzgerald place to his house.
Yeah.
No. But like who?
From
Just general.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
a general
okay.
flag.
From the salt
Okay.
company, from the salt mine.
From the salt
No.
mine.
From the salt
Yeah.
people.
Salt mines in Russia.
Yeah.
Soviet Russia.
How much did he pay for it?
Oh, $100, say.
Like going rate, like average, normal.
Yeah, just going
like
rate. Yeah,
anything.
nothing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
again, nothing.
Regular amount. Okay.
But like I said, the order was never fulfilled.
Is there any contact of who it's from?
So it's just a general supplier, nothing.
Okay. Okay. No worries.
A local, an American company anyway. It'd be coming from somewhere in America.
Yeah, like
It's
a
not-
local Okay. Cool.
That's interesting. A dump truck of salt. What was he going to be doing with that?
So now let's go up and find out.
Yeah.
Only something to do with that wacko prick book.
Pratt.
Pratt, Pritt. They're all the same.
Alright, Dick. Yeah, Dick.
Right,
Dick, Pratt,
so
prick. Aye, they're all the same.
creepy law boys, get in that car, take us to the axe murderer's house.
Which one of them's driving us? Creepy, or creepy?
So the older one, so Herbert.
So have we got a car or the horse and cart in?
Yes, car. So he drives you out in their car, and it's a road quite.
If it's 10, oh no, you said 10 miles, not 10
Yeah.
hours. Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. I was
Yeah.
thinking about having to stay overnight. Sorry.
So when we get there, Dick wants to pay attention to Herbert's reaction to the building.
Fitzgerald place. See if he shouts it when we see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How he feels when we're getting up there and stuff.
Aye.
Okay,
Eugene will also be paying attention to that, like.
So it takes about half an hour to drive out there.
He'll be driving, so he definitely has to look at it. It's not like he can look away, so we'll get to see how he reacts when he sees it. Yeah, I like the way you're thinking there.
Like I say, it takes about half an hour, and the Herbert eventually pulls up at the side of the road in front of the gates to the Fitzgerald estate. There's this set of big iron gates beyond which you can see this wide driveway, and flanking either side of the gates is this tall stone wall topped with iron spikes. This wall you can't see the entire estate, but it's Herbert tells you that the wall surrounds the entire estate, which covers about 20 acres.
I don't know how big that is. IRL, out of character.
Hey, he's got a big gaff, like.
I'm about 20 fields.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm never really sure.
I'm not sure what an acre really is, like, but yeah, he's got a big enough gaff, like. He's got a big gaff with a big garden, basically.
About the size of like 2 cattle fields.
So it's 1 acre is for about 4,000 square meters.
What is it in football pitches? Give me it in football pitches.
No, like you ever been to a farm? Have you ever been to a cattle farm?
Give me it in football pitches. What's an acre in football pitches, Phil?
You never been to a cattle farm?
How many acres?
I lie. I've been to
How many football pitches is an acre? Yeah. Or how many football pitches is 20 acres?
How many acres is a football pitch? Around 2 acres.
A football pitch is 2 acres, so it's about 10 football pitches.
Yeah.
There you go, thank you. Now, was that American football pitches or our football pitches? Because there's 2 different games, both called football.
English football pitches.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I know exactly how big that is now.
So yeah, he pulls up and he says, "Well, gentlemen, here we are."
Ooh, okay,
Herbert, where do you think you're going? And I grab him.
I'll nip out and open the gate so that you can drive us right in.
What's going on? What's going on here?
You can't expect a lady to walk to the door. You'll drive us up, thank you.
Yeah, so I jump out and open the gate.
Okay, the gate's padlocked.
Alright, okay. Well, I'm a private investigator. I've got some bolt cutters in my wee briefcase.
Surely. He needs to get out and unlock it.
Yeah, well, the keys are for the door for the house, I assume. Is there any keys for these? In the set of keys we've got?
They've given you 2 keys, and they're for the front and back door of the house.
Okay, so I've got some bolt cutters because I'm a private investigator. I need to cut blocks off all the time.
Herbert, how do we get this gate open?
I do apologise. We thought it prudent to secure the gates with a padlock. Did Reginald not give you the key?
Give us the key for the front door and the back door. Nothing else.
Oh dear, I do apologise.
Bust it. I'll bust the lock.
We could return to the office and retrieve the key if you wish.
Herbert, you're getting us in that gate or I'm throwing you over it.
Yeah, no, Herbert, you can sort this out. Come on. You can expect this.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have the key.
Just stay in the car, Herbert. It's fine. I don't know why you wouldn't bring the key for the gate. It's all right. We can't expect a lady to walk all the way from here. And why is the gate locked? How we're were you gonna expect a lady to climb over the gate as well? Also, why did you not bring the key?
Gosh.
Idiot, right? I'm gonna
As
get out
I
the car.
said to Mr. Malone, I thought Reginald had given you the
I'm
gate
gonna get out the
key.
car, and I've got some bolt cutters. We're private investigators. We've got some bolt cutters. I can bust that off, right?
We're gonna have to pay for it if we bust it open.
Nah, not at all. It's in the clause.
Yeah,
Their mistake. He didn't bring the bloody key.
exactly.
Well,
That's his fault.
I believe.
Mr. Malone, have we had a lawsuit so far? Have us covered?
I've got fucking
I
$24 in my
believe
pocket.
well, at least one of you is good with locks anyway.
Is that me?
No, me, man.
Is it me? I don't even know.
Hold on, let me expand my
It
sheet.
is, yes. Locksmith.
Locksmith. Well, I've got 46 in it, yeah. So before I attempt bolt cutters, I'll try and Jimmy will open with a little. Oh, use one luck.
Okay. So yeah, you're probably you're good at you're talented in that area. So you probably carry around a set of lockpicks.
There you go. Didn't even
So,
have
yeah,
to
you
use my
managed
bolt
to,
cutters.
You managed to get the padlock open. While you're doing that, Herbert drives off.
He drives off. They're still in the car with him. It was only me that got out.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, in the car.
Yeah. I was like, everybody sit in the car. I'll get this lock
Nice
open.
try, Herbert.
Nice try here, but he's not getting away like that, Phil. No, he's not. They're still in the car with him.
Okay.
If he drives away, they're driving away too. I got out just.
I'm making him drive.
So you get so yeah, you unlock. You manage to unlock the padlock.
And then I
the
jump
chain
back in the car.
and push the gates open and jump back in the car. And yeah, reluctantly, you can tell he's quite reluctant. To drive down it, but yeah, he drives the car down the driveway and comes to a stop outside the front door.
Like here.
Yeah.
You're staying here. Do not be driving off. Give me the key.
Shout
to the
his
car,
name
actually.
again, Herbie. Shout his name. See if he's in there, right?
Herbert, give me the car key. Once you switch it off, give me the key.
I'm
listen,
sorry.
listen.
I shall do so. No, it's fine.
Hold on, because I would like a chance for us to properly investigate this place, and I think these guys are keeping some things dodgily a secret. So I actually would like us to go into this place on our own. I don't care about these stories, these little folklores. This guy's clearly a little wimp. So can we just arrange a time for this idiot to hopefully be able to come back and pick us up
Do you really
on
trust
time?
him?
This man was a millionaire. Surely has a telephone or some sort of contactable thing in the house that we can call for if we need him earlier. But first,
hopefully there's some cars in the garage or something anyway. But I wasn't going to let this guy in his car leave. He was going to stick around and he was going to be our driver. I wasn't going to let him get away like that.
Yeah, I was going to just get bit because he's one of the attorneys. Like, I don't want him sniffing about the stuff that we're looking at.
Yeah, I kind of thinking that as well also. So we're going to let him go and just be with Sans car.
Boss? What do you say, boss?
Are you going to let this guy leave with the car, Dick? I mean,
I could
Mr.
let
Malone,
Herbert leave. I ain't gonna say anything about the car though. You can walk back.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
How far a walk is it?
10 miles.
Shouldn't have forgot the key.
Well, exactly. He can give me the keys, and then whether he stays or leaves is up to him. But we're keeping the car.
He point blank refuses to give you the key, give you keys.
I'm gonna intimidate him.
We arranged a time for him to come back for us. What time have we? It was morning when we were down there. 10 while
half hour to get us back for dinner. So 5:30. Come back here. Pick us up.
Sorry, what time's it now, Phil, though?
It
like
is
10?
10 past 10 in the morning.
Yeah. So why don't we say he comes back for about 4:30 in the afternoon?
Yeah, so
Sure, 5:30, and then we get back in time for dinner.
we've still got dinner with the what are their names?
No,
Oh, that was yesterday.
That was
That
yesterday,
already
yeah.
happened. Well,
Yeah, right.
dinner,
now.
but dinner's at 6:00 sharp. So 5:30. You make sure that you're back here, Herbert. Right? Can I intimidate him to make sure that he's back?
I shall arrange for somebody to transport you back to Gamwell.
If someone, it's you that's coming back. I'm telling you now.
Roll intimidate. You better be back here, but
We were told you were a respectable
Success.
company. To be fair.
Success.
I don't appreciate the attitude, Mr. Malone. I already told you I shall ensure somebody is here to collect you at the time you specified.
Do you want a slap?
If you wish to terminate our contract, then you are more than welcome to.
Well, Mr. Herbert Pervert, Mr. Pervert, sorry. I think you'll understand this frustration. We were told that we are a very professional outfit, and we were told that you were also. And unfortunately, it seems so far that there has been a good few miscommunications and some mistakes made on your behalf. I will try to keep Mr. Malone calm, but he's very serious about his job. Please ensure that you're back in time for us. I appreciate you driving the lady to the door. Yeah.
Eugene grabs me and tries to hold me back, and I'm looking at him going, "You know what I used to do for a living? I'll track you down, you filthy
easy,
animal."
Malone, easy, Malone, easy, Malone. No. Remember last time. It's not worth it, Malone. It's not worth it.
For fuck's sake. You're going to make me have to do a roll now. Look.
Well, really? No, I'm not sure. I question the person who recommended you in the first place. And he drives. He drives off.
He's gone.
Meanwhile, she's failing fast talk and pushing fast talk and failing it.
Yeah. Hey, Carl, and you can find your own way back.
I fucked it. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to fix fucking a bit of fucking. Well, I wouldn't swear sorry because I'm an older. But like, damn sake, that was your fault, you dicks. I mean, Dick Malone. That was your fault. For goodness' sake, you couldn't have just left the man. He was going to come back.
He wasn't coming back. He's a fucking scaredy cat. He didn't even come to the gate the last time he was here.
I don't want him.
Yeah.
Let's get into this gaff. Find that book. Find this man.
Did he look scared when he came up?
Always gets his man.
Did he look scared when he came up this close to the house?
He looked
uncomfortable.
I wouldn't say I looked scared. Yeah, I looked uncomfortable. Yeah, I wouldn't say I looked scared.
I'm getting in this house. I want in this house. I want that book.
They said that they shouted from the door, from like the front, just shouted hello to see if anyone was there. But the gate was locked and he didn't have the key. Do you think they ever had the key? Do you think he was just bullshitting? I don't think they've came up to the door to check.
Yeah.
I told you they didn't. They came to that gate. They went.
Yeah. Shit.
Right. And then they fucked off.
Yeah.
They didn't come anywhere near the house. Get in this fucking house. Let's go.
Let's get in this place. Come on, I want to get this job done, man.
Okay.
Fitzies.
So you stood in front of the house, surrounded by these quite extensive ornamental gardens that surround the estate. You can see there's like stone benches and planters and statues and even a fountain to one side of the house. There's quite a extensive array of trees and the sort of extreme sort of outer edges the property are forested. But the whole gardens, the whole area has clearly been untended for months, and the gardens become a wild expanse of runaway foliage, overgrown. And yeah, you can barely see. You can barely see like from one end to the other. In fact, you can all make a spot hidden roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're alone.
I got a fucking fantastic
Richard
success.
Malone. Yes, Dick
Eugene,
man.
Nothing
no.
from me.
One from Effie.
Did I have a note? Sorry, it's because the little thing pops
You got
up.
hard success and we failed.
Okay,
did I?
so
Did I
Oh,
already
no.
roll?
No, sorry.
no,
Malone got hard success and I failed. Sorry.
Yeah, Richard Dick got a good one.
And you got success.
So peering, like I say, looking around you, you can just about Richard and Effie. You can just about make out off to the east side of the house through the almost completely obscured by bushes and trees. There's an old rickety-looking wooden shed.
I'm going to be more interested in going into that than I am getting into this house, though.
I want in the house. I want that book.
Okay, the house itself is.
Dick, what is it with this book?
The house itself is completely silent. It's shuttered. The windows are shuttered, and the house sits almost as if the house is like sitting there brooding. It's cobwebbed with ivy, masked by trees, and caressed by the wind that is beginning to pick up.
Okay, do you know what?
Around the house, and it's like storm clouds beginning to gather, scudding across the sky.
Because I'm gonna say let's go have a little look in this shed thing here just now, just before we pop in the house, guys. Like what's
shed?
Let's checking that over here, and I would show them.
Oh, there. We've not
I
got any sound, by the way, Phil, on Foundry.
Sorry?
I don't know if we're supposed to have a soundtrack, but I don't hear it.
Oh, let me have a look.
Point out to the guys. Yeah.
Oh, I seen the shed. I just wasn't arsed. I thought there was going to be an Axeman in there.
I never seen it.
Let's have a wee look in there.
Effie, if you must insist, I'll look first because there was an axe murderer here once, and I can deal with that.
Dick, you should know as well as everyone that the first rule of all investigation and entering somewhere that we've not been before is to check the surrounding areas and secure your surrounding.
Well, in that case, ladies first.
Okay,
probably
so
better anyway. Off I go. I'm going to go have a look in here.
Okay, so you're well, it looks like you're going to it. So you all head over, following the like winding paths through the gardens towards where this windowless garden shed is located. Small and wooden. It's painted, sides of it painted green, but the paint's all starting to peel off. The door to the shed is slightly ajar. As you get close, there's something sinister, almost evil about the look of this little building, squatting hidden amongst these trees.
This is strange, boys. Do you not think? This is a little bit?
Is it locked? Is there an obvious lock on the door?
There's like a latch, but it's like I said, the door is like slightly ajar.
I'm gonna slowly open it.
Okay, so Effie, you pull open the door. The shed, inside the shed, it's dark. You can see there's a carpet of leaves and detritus cover the floor. There's lots of. You can just make out in the shadows. You can make out racks of tools, rakes, wheelbarrows, shovels, hedge clippers, a
Normal
pick, a
stuff.
saw, so on. A lot of these have looked like they've fallen to the floor, and most look dirty and disused, perhaps a little
Okay.
rusty. You can make a spot hidden roll.
Oh wait, I think I maybe clicked stealth, but hold on, I'll try again.
Okay.
Nice.
So as you you step in, peer in a little closer, you can see there's an empty space on one of the racks that looks
Hmm.
like it was from the like faded outline, you know, kind of from the like made from it being it looks like there was an axe there, but it's
Okay,
missing.
an axe missing.
And you can make a dex roll now.
Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, is this
As you inch for you sort of step forward to get a better look, you trip and bump into something, and there's a clatter and clang as like various tools and stuff come clattering to the floor, almost, and you just manage to step back just as as a rake falls forward and just narrowly misses striking you.
Oh,
Careful, Effie.
oh, it's not as old and rickety in here, but there doesn't seem to be much used besides for.
So you can make a sanity roll as well.
Oh God!
Cool.
Besides for appears to be the missing a missing axe. But hold on, where's my sanity? Give me a second. My bad.
Top left, I think.
No, it's down in the bottom, the little circle.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oh.
So yeah, and this poor light with the wind whistling through the shed and blowing the leaves up in front of you. It's but yeah, it's almost for a moment. It's almost as if someone had dislodged these tools and thrown something at you, or as if they had as if they moved of their own accord.
Jumped off the wall.
It came flying for me almost.
Maybe, but you dismiss that. You dismiss that
Oh.
as
Give
just
myself
nonsense.
the shudders. It's unsafe in there. It is unsafe in there. I think we need to.
But yeah, you all hear this loud clatter as like various tools and implements like just fall to the floor.
Yeah. Let's go up to the house, guys.
Effie, what are you doing in there?
It's a death trap in here. Like I say, guys, unsafe, and nobody's been in here for anything besides for, like I say, what looks like an axe. Let's just look in the house. Get out of here.
I wonder if that was old Arthur's shed before he killed his entire family.
It
See,
seems
there was
very
an axe
old.
missing, Effie, yeah? All the tools were there except an axe.
Well, yeah, all the tools except for the ones that then fell for me, fell on me, sorry.
Yeah, you need to be more careful.
It's unsafe in there. You boys should have went first.
But you insisted.
You dick. I mean, you're right, Dick.
What are you doing there? You heading back to the house?
Heading to the
Yeah,
house,
I'm gonna get out of that creepy shit.
Okay. um. So you head back down the path and back towards the front of the house. Can you all make a luck roll as well?
Oh, I failed by 2.
Oh, where's luck? Oh, just click luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I have.
You did.
Yeah.
You
You
did.
did.
Effie and Richard passed the luck roll. So you're heading back along the path to the house, and you're almost at the driveway when Eugene, your foot gets caught, catches on a protruding root, sending you sprawling into a pool of thick mud,
Oh, shit.
covering you almost from head to toe.
Ah, shit.
I think it's just mud, Eugene. You're alright.
Yeah, well,
clumsy
I
boy.
didn't hurt myself at least. I'm going to get up and try and dust as much as...
So it's just like your clothes and your hands, you just like head to toe, you're just caked in thick mud.
Well, surely there'll be something inside for you, so you can get cleaned up inside. There'll be a washroom
Yeah, no doubt.
in this house.
Yeah, at least I didn't injure myself. So,
Nick spits in his handkerchief.
yeah, I'll wipe off
Rubs
what
it
I
off
can
you.
off my face and hands and whatever, like, but yeah, my clothes are screwed. I'm going to make my way to the house again.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one of us has got the keys? Has Dick got them? Surely, Mister.
Probably. I imagine they were
Sure.
giving it
Dick's
to
got
Dick.
the keys.
Dick's got the secret.
Dick is putting the key right in the door, opening it, and swinging it open.
Okay, so like I say, it's a large and well constructed house. Substantial windows and doors from the outside. As you approach the front of the house again, there's something slightly off about it that you can't quite put your finger on. You can make a intelligence or a spot hidden roll. Anybody?
I was going to ask if the house is of normal design as well, or if it's of a weird style, like a gothic style.
Well,
or
this
anything.
is the house here. You can see.
What did you ask us to roll, sorry?
Either intelligence or
Hard
spot hidden.
success.
Oh, cool, excellent.
Intelligence or what sort of spot hidden?
Yeah, either one or the other is fine.
Jeez, oh, big fail again.
Or one from Effie, either an intelligence roll or a spot hidden roll. It don't matter which. That's a big no. Okay, so Richard, maybe you pause briefly as the others walk ahead, because like I said, there's something slightly off about the house. I mean, the house, the design of the house is quite, it looks quite normal. It's a pretty sturdy, basic, 2-story house. Well, you can see there's like this picture here. You can see it. I presume you can see that picture of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's, like I say, you pause briefly and look at the house, and there's something. The whole edifice, it looks strange. Something slightly skewed or tilted. It's almost as if the house is like itself is oddly crooked.
Ah, I've seen a house like this before. I believe it's Subsidence.
So yeah, that across your mind. I mean, you can see the house sits on stone foundations, which all seem pretty solid. And
But it's on stone, so that's not possible. Something's a bit off about this house. But I must get inside to get this book.
So, like I said, the house is 2 stories with doors front and back. The front door sits at the top of a short flight of steps, and it's carved with oak from dark oak, and there's a fine brass knocker on the front of it. It's sitting in the middle of the door. Oh, me. So, did you say Richard's just going up and unlocking the door?
Just as before he does, I'm noticing this. The knocker totally dusty. No one's been at the door recently. And like,
No.
Let's get in it.
I mean, it's not dusty. I mean, it's like
because
outside.
we're outside, but yeah, there's no like there's sign that no one's been here for a while. Is there some kind of sign that no one's been here for a while? Apart from the gate being locked.
I guess you can make a spot hidden roll.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a sign that maybe somebody has been here. Like there's a bit of dirt wiped away somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Spot hidden roll.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so no, there's no like sign that anybody's been here. There's no like, there's no like I said, there's no like dirty handprints or anything on the door. There's no sign of any footprints or anything, any signs of anybody approaching the house other than yourselves.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, on you go, Dick. Mr. Malone, boss, sir. Sorry.
Dick'll do fine. Don't mind Dick.
I know you don't
So-
mind Dick. Just keep forgetting we're at work.
I open the door and just literally just fucking key in, open the door, balls is brass, don't really give a fuck about the house being lopsided. I've seen stranger things on my travels. Well, so I would assume at this point.
Okay. So the door's a little stiff. Like maybe the woodworks, the frame or the door's become a little swollen. So it's it like sticks a little bit so you have to put your shoulder to it to push it open. But yeah, you push it open and close and like step into the hallway, closing the door behind you. So inside,
What with them outside?
Nah, we'll go in.
Yeah,
Alright, lads, I'll take this one. See you later.
So
Nah,
it's-
it's really
it's-
will go in.
Yeah, right
It's not
behind
pitch
you.
black inside, but it's pretty dark.
Is there electricity in 1925?
Yes, but a lot of places will have that electricity.
He would
This-
have electricity,
This
surely.
place is a big posh Manse, so if it's modern,
So
anyway,
there's a light switch just to the side, but flicking it back and forth is completely dead.
okay.
Oh.
Can I use my survival skills to see if there's an oil lamp?
I was going to see there'd be candles somewhere close by. surely.
You could
Is it
search
there?
around for something like that. If keep an eye out for something like that.
Would we have
Uh,
something between us as a group of private investigators? Would have a gaslight or something?
I
We could-
thought,
Well,
a
I
handheld or a
I
torch.
shall allow you to make a look. One of you can make a look roll. If you make a normal success, you've got 1 torch. If you make a hard success, you've got 2 torches. An extreme success, you've got a torch each.
I'm gonna let
yeah.
someone else roll that.
If you fail, then you've left them back at the boarding house.
I'm gonna let
I've
got-
someone else roll that.
Right.
Unless it's a group luck
Right.
roll, then it's the person with the lowest.
I've got 46.
Is it a group luck roll though, Phil?
I'm not
Then
going to
it's the
count it as a
person with the
group.
lowest.
I'm not going to count it as a group look.
Right, so whoever's got the highest can do it. What have I got?
That's what I'm saying. I said I've got 46.
I've got
I've got
54.
50. Well, then you roll that.
So
You
a
go
normal
on.
success.
That's a hard.
Oh, it's hard success. So you got 2 torches. So
Yeah.
Eugene, you've got a torch, and you can decide who's got the other torch.
Effie, because as it said in the bios,
Yeah.
me and Effie run the show and Dick's useless.
Yeah.
But I am your boss, and I
Yeah,
think
was gonna say Dick might insist.
Yeah, you can take it off her
I
if you
say-
want,
and I am totally oblivious to you two thinking that you're on the
but
show.
yeah,
So
totally.
if you're going to give it to Effie, I'm going to take it off you.
Right, but no, listen, I would let Dick have it anyway, because I would just follow the guys. I don't want to like, as much as I'm an investigator, I also am a woman, and I don't want to be the one that's like going first into these fucking rooms. There was an axe murderer in here, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still have survival instincts. I'd like the guys to go first.
Right, Chris, you know how to turn it, don't you?
So you can rotate your token and point your light around.
Click
If
your token.
Click your token and then hold Shift or Control down, and you use your mouse wheel to.
Click your token, hold Shift, and then mouse wheel.
Click my token,
Click your token,
Yeah,
hold
got it.
shift.
hold Shift, and do your mouse wheel.
How do you do your mouse wheel and
Right.
click at the same
No,
time?
just
No,
click it once.
Hold
click it
Shift
once
with
so
your
you can
left hand
select-
and roll your mouse wheel up and down with your right hand. There
Oh,
you
right,
go,
okay.
there you go.
Right, okay.
Just click it once to select it, so you got like a selection box around it.
All the doors.
Yeah, that's how you use it.
Right.
touch.
To the library!
Is that where we're going first? Are you looking for that book?
Fucking want that book.
Let's go then.
As you step through the door and take your first few steps into this wide hallway that runs towards the back of the house and to your left and right, a huge wet chunk of plaster shivers off the ceiling and plops to the floor right in front of you.
Oh.
Now, looking up, you can see the whole ceiling is moist and dark. In fact, as you look around, the walls and most of the interior of the house looks to be in a really bad in a really bad state. The plaster of the walls is cracking. The wallpaper's like sagging and peeling off the walls.
It's a mess.
Oh my God.
Right, how long has he been away then? Reportedly? Because it's in a
few
bad
weeks.
way. A few weeks is only. So it's in worse state than that.
When did he sack all his staff? I kept asking this.
Again, about a few weeks ago, a month.
It never got this state in a
Yeah,
few weeks.
never got this bait this quickly unless there's like something in here.
You guys are as bad as the fucking townies around here and think this place is cursed. Let's get this book, find out what the fuck was going through his head,
Dick,
and
what are you
find
on
out
about?
what's happening.
You keep talking about this book. What's this? Why are you obsessed with getting this
No,
book?
yeah, I understand why he wants to read this
Because
book. To see why, to
it's-
see what he was so obsessed with. That's to work out where he is. I get it, Dick. I get it. We should go check the library.
We need to go look for his office and his journals and his address books, his appointment things and his calendars.
He's only been gone a couple of weeks. Look, he fucked off to the South Africa, or sorry, South America. He went to South America, where the book was based. Everyone else died, and then he came back alone and didn't speak to anyone, and now he's gone. I think if we read this book by the crackpot prick, sorry, Peter Pot, Pip, whatever his name is, we'll find out what's happening with Tommy Prick.
Let's agree then that we go. How about first we go either to the library or the study? I think we go study first because that'll be where he will have had his stuff. So then we can have a look in there for the book, and then also I can have a look for, because he surely would have had expedition plans. He would have had stuff planned out. He would have needed to have had things like put in place, blah blah blah.
I also think if he was obsessed with that book, it's more
All
likely
of
to
it
be
makes me want
in his
to-
study than in the library. Whereas
Yes,
in the
exactly,
library, we're looking through loads of
exactly.
books to find the book that's not there.
Let's go to
If it's in the
study.
study, it'll take us a lot less time to search through the study for the book. If it's not in the study,
Let's
we
go
look
to
in
the study.
library.
You just want to go to the study. Let's go.
Yeah, if it's not in the study, we'll look in the library, but I think we should look in the study first.
Straight into the study. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so you try the study the doors to study. It's not locked, but
Can't stop
the
eating sweets.
the frame, whether the frame's twisted or the door's swollen, it won't open. It won't open at first. You'll have to make if you can try and force it open.
I'll break down the door.
You won't necessarily have to break it down, but you know it's stuck. So you're gonna have to. It's gonna have to take a bit of a strength to force it open. Make a strength roll.
Strength.
My strength's
What?
low, so you can do it.
Don't see strength. Where's strength?
It starts at the top. STR.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry.
It's alright.
Oh, nice roll, Chris.
I'd rather punch the door and try and get through it.
Oh my god. I got dead excited for getting some crisps, and then
Okay.
either
So,
my kid
so
or my boyfriend would play.
try as you
From
might,
the-
you can't get the door open.
Looks like a dead end, guys. Should we try the library instead?
Has anybody tried lockpicking, locksmith?
It's not locked.
It's not locked. It's swollen shut.
Swollen shut.
Yeah.
So
And unless you're stronger than me, do you want to give it a go?
I've not tried
No.
busting it down yet, but I'm weak.
You try. You try. Go.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, it's the 1920s. I don't really want to comment.
Listen. It's okay.
There we go.
Okay, so Eugene, you sort of brace yourself and go to shut the door, and the door just flies open. There's no resistance at all. It's not stuck in the slightest, and you just go barreling forward straight into this room and crash into the desk that sits in the centre of the room.
Okay.
You can make a dex roll.
Oh, because I've got an extreme success.
Yeah.
You're gonna punish me by making me
I'm gonna
smash
punish
myself
you
on the
for it.
table.
Well.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, all right.
Fail.
Okay, so yeah, you go just go fly into the room, crash into the desk, and bang your knee badly on the corner of the desk. You take a point of damage.
Well,
Glad I
I
didn't
wouldn't
open
be
that door.
now. Wouldn't be Cthulhu if I didn't push the roll, so I'll try and do a roll and get back up. I'll push the roll,
Okay.
so I'll take more damage, I guess, if I fail, but I'm gonna try. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Okay. Right. So yeah.
That's a cartwheel.
Yeah. Well, sort of cartwheel. Or you managed to roll and avoid crashing into the desk.
Thank you. Right, so can we see the study, please?
So in the
Sure.
sorry.
Thank you.
So in the study is a roll-top desk, which is currently open. There's a high-backed leather chair, just to one, pushed slightly to one side behind the desk. but the leather, it's all sort of cracked and mouldy and damp.
Some
The
sort of
windows open?
infestation.
Yeah.
No, the windows. So you could see from the outside all the windows. The shutters are closed. So
And it's
the
like-
shutters are on the inside of the windows.
Is it again like years, looking like years mouldy, not like weeks?
Yeah.
Mm.
So you can open the windows to let light in, because like I said, they're like big solid wooden shutters on the inside that are like a lock on the inside.
Go ahead and look for your book deck.
So like I said, this roll-top desk is open, and there's a book lying open on top of the desk.
Are you saying we can open the shutters or
You
can't?
can, yeah, you can, yes.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to go round and open these shutters because it's like still early morning. Surely some bloody daylight and fresh air might get in here.
On the other side of the window is loads of ivy.
Did you find your book?
So, the book was on the roll top thing.
was it?
There's a book.
So
So there's a book on top of the roll-top desk, yeah.
And is it
Line
that one?
open.
The missing tribe?
I don't know. You gonna go and have a look?
I can't read, so that's fuck all point me doing it.
You can't read. Right.
No.
What's the
You
book say?
can't read, are you sure?
Yeah.
You're the head PI of this agency. Surely you can read.
All my skills are to do with hunting and physical, and I've got a little bit of library use. And,
So you've got.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, you
got
can
in-
read, man.
You've got your own language. Oh, your language isn't down. Oh, yeah, it is there. It's top. Language, English, 65%.
You can read.
but that's talking.
I bet I assume she can read also. Yeah, you can.
I
read.
don't want to fucking read the book. You read it.
Why are you
I'll
so
read the book.
suspicious? Why are you so suspicious?
Oh, fucking
You're
read
meant
the
to
book.
be human.
I'll read the book. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't. When we were in a library earlier, I didn't care about books, so I'm just saying.
You was awfully obsessed with finding this one.
I wanted to find the book, but I'm not gonna read it. And
right.
I'm
So-
also the boss, so
Right, yeah.
Eugene.
Right. Okay. So Richard, you check the desk, and the book that is lying open on the desk is indeed this book that Richard
Okay.
Arthur Cornthwaite took out, borrowed from the library. The Missing People, the Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed by Thomas Pratt. So yeah, it is the book. That doesn't mean obviously just because you picked it up don't mean that you're reading it.
Well, I want to have a quick look at it and see where this tribe's supposed to be located. Where about in South America this tribe's supposed to be located.
Okay, so the book. So you're handing this book to Eugene, then, are you, Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eugene, this book is in poor condition. The binding is cracked. It's covered in odd stains, and some of the lots of the pages are like loose, have come loose from the binding.
Okay.
So you can possibly skim the book, but it'll take at least an hour just to skim the book, or you can spend 3 hours reading it. Which skimming the book will require a check.
Oh, definitely
Reading
will be
it,
skimming
spending
it.
3 hours won't require a
Yeah,
check.
I'm not stopping for 3 hours. Like if an hour's the minimum, then I'm quite reluctant. But I think
We're here till 5:30. What if you were to read the book and we were to go and do something else, like explore the other places, find other shit?
okay, I'll
I'm going
spend an
round
hour
and
skimming the
open
book.
all
You two
these
can.
shutters.
Okay, if you've.
I'm gonna go round and open all these shutters.
Oh, well, there's only that one we've seen in there.
No,
This
and
is the
I'm
new
going to
one.
go around the whole house and open all the
Well,
shutters.
I'm not going to stay in the study. I'm going to come back out into the hallway. At least, for now.
Alright.
You're gonna stand in the dark?
No, I've got a torch.
Let's pop next door to the library first and see what's in there, and if there's anything worth in there studying, then we'll take time to study the books.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause
You
then
think?
we could all be studying, yeah. If there's 3 things worth studying, we could all
Think?
just stop and study, exactly.
Yeah? So, what do you think, boss?
Arthur, are you here? I think we should go to the library.
Aye, it's not here, like.
I don't know. I think that was more use than fucking Herbert's cry for help, anyway.
So you closing the study door, or are you just leaving it open?
I would close
I
it.
was just leaving it wide open. Sure,
No,
that lets
close
a
it.
little light into the hallway.
The house needs aired out, for goodness sake. Don't close the
Oh,
doors.
you leave it open, okay.
And I'm gonna open the shutters in every room that I go into.
Okay.
Just getting that out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, so you push open the door into the library.
The library.
So, unsurprisingly, this room contains various bookshelves lining the walls of the room. There's 4 windows in this room. So is Effie going and
Gonna attempt to open them all. Yep.
Okay, so Effie's going around opening the windows. What's everybody else doing? What's
Just looking
Eugene
around
doing?
with the torch.
Okay.
Ready for the place.
I'm
Anything
still
unusual?
calling out for Arthur. Arthur.
Okay. What do you mean by you just looking around, just like looking around?
All the looks and free.
So I am just doing a general look around to see if anything's out of place. So we're in a library. Are there any shelves squint? Or is there any big patches of books missing? Anything out of place, I'm just checking that this looks like a normal library and there's not something immediately that catches my attention. Anything out of place at all. Just to look around with the torch.
Okay. You can make an intelligence roll. Then.
Alrighty. Hopefully I can. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and Richard, you can make a listen roll.
Listen.
Listen here, you
Listen.
dick.
Listening for the day.
So Eugene, while you're kind of looking, just having a general looking around, you can see there's like books. The books on the shelves are organized, like categorized and organized, quite methodically organized.
Yep.
And you can see there's books on exploration, archaeology, history, anthropology, and several other subjects. But there's also quite a lot of gaps in the shelves.
Yeah.
And
Around there.
And looking as you look about, it dawns on you that there's not a single book about South America.
So there's no trace of South America in the library at all.
No.
And even in books like, there's no anthropology books about it in the anthropology section.
Anything
in the
relating
geography
to South
section,
America,
South America's missing.
Yeah, anything relating to South America has been removed.
So in the map section, the maps of South America are missing.
Yeah, anything relating to South America has been removed.
Right. Okay.
Or at least, well, whether it's been removed, there certainly isn't anything there. And there's mold. You can see there's mold and moisture has like infested the books, making many of them unreadable. And water, you can all see there's like clear water damage present on the walls and the ceiling.
Can I roll spot hidden to see if I notice anything extra weird or different or whatever while I'm like popping round and trying to get some?
You can indeed. Richard, you're calling out. Arthur Cornflake. Not really, probably not really expecting to hear certainly hear anything or get a response. And while you stood by the door and the others are wandering further off into the library, you hear a crash from somewhere across the hall.
Outside or in the library? Sorry.
Outside, so somewhere across,
Across.
Yeah, across the hall, somewhere.
Effie, you tripping over things again over there, or what's happening here?
No, I'm getting some light and some air in here.
Well, there's definitely noises coming from over there. Either that's do you reckon that Arthur might just be in here and that's why it's all gooey in here? He brought some goo back with him and he's been spraying it all around the place from South America.
He can't be well. He cannot be well if he is in here just now. We need to have a little look up in the rooms, I think.
Where did you hear a noise from? Goes starts looking in that direction. He goes to investigate.
Okay, so Effie, you're moving around like opening up all the shutters and things, and having a look about. So while you maybe after you've opened the last of the shutters, you notice something odd about the wood paneling that lines the walls in here. There's an odd one the knot holes in the woodwork is bulges oddly sticking out from the rest of the paneling.
Okay. Like, does anything happen if like I push on it? Does it feel different? Does it feel like a?
So you push on it and it like pushes in, like collapses, like pushes in, like, and there's like a tubular hollow space beneath it.
Ooh. Can I would shout on Eugene. Eugene, I need some light. Something strange, or maybe the back of a safe or something. I don't know. There's something over here. I need a torch, boys. Someone.
Yeah, I'll come over.
I'm thinking Eugene's coming with me, and I haven't realised that he's been called back, and I'm heading towards where I heard the noise.
Never split the party.
Okay, so when you get Rich, when you get over to look down this side corridor off the hallway, you can see there's like a stone, like a pedestal, like table with that's toppled over, and a vase that must have been sitting on top of it is smashed on the floor. And this, by the look of it, the look of the grime and the damp, and it looks like this has just happened. This has just happened. This must be the source of the noise, the crashing noise that you heard.
Up in Effie opening them windows must have knocked the vase over. I'm going back to the group.
Okay, so Eugene, you have a look. Like I said, there's this. Effie's like pulled out this swollen knot in the woodwork, and beneath it there's like a tubular hollow. And as you shine the torch in, you can see there's something stuffed inside there.
Okay, what does it look like? Something spiky, something dangerous? I might
So
try
you
to grab
look
it.
at like shiny torching and like peering it close. It's a piece of a yellowed piece of paper stuffed in there.
I'll pull it out.
Okay, right. You pull it out. It's like
The proper safe or something.
it's yellowed with age and damp and covered with mold. And as you sort of unroll it and unfold it, you can see it's covered. It's like a small sheet of paper, and it's covered on both sides with this really cramped, crabbed, scrawling handwriting. Most of it like water, like illegible from water damage. But this is what you see though.
That's cool.
And as so, Richard, you come back into the room as you see Eugene and Effie sort of unfolding this old yellowed piece of paper.
Oh.
Oh my days, okay. Outside for some fresh in the hoping.
Plotting again, forces,
in-
malevolent
Aye.
forces plotting against us. Puppet masters, game of deception.
Lifetime.
Yeah, I can see some.
Something investment of betrayal.
Yeah.
Something towards it. Hold on. I was a game of deception.
Yeah, there's plotting against us. There's like somebody's writing some stuff about somebody's against them, but there's you only read little bits of it.
Hold on, can I? Let me just give me a second. Can I try to use either library use or I don't have good appraise anyway? Or
No, I'm not gonna give you any rolls for that. It is what it is. You can decide
I was
it or you
hoping
cannot.
to fill in some of the information that was missing out the thing. Sorry.
No, you can decide. You can either decide for
I'll
it.
go for fire.
Yeah.
You can make of it what you can.
I felt
not
the
giving you
presence
any-
of malevolent forces plotting
Side
against
for the
us.
hidden
I
meanings.
tried going outside for some fresh air, hoping it would clear my mind.
Something.
But
Yeah.
even something seemed to whisper ominous
What did
secrets. They were talking about me. The conversations were like coded messages, and I strained my ears to decipher the hidden meanings. See, I can read most of it. I can read most of it.
Two lungs of shadowings. Something invincible, but meant to be us. So yeah. It's some puppet masters, but then investments in betrayal. The last, do the last one, the last paragraph, because.
Now, can we identify this as Conway's writing as? But have we seen anything else that he's signed
You've
or
not
anything
seen- you've
to?
not-
I write
any-
this with something fumbling hands,
Trembling.
uncertain,
Trembling
hands, uncertain if anyone will ever understand the torment I'm enduring. The times between reality and
The lines
dimensional
the lines between reality and delusion blur.
And I fear the dormant
Descent.
I fear the descent into madness has begun. If only I could find a way to break free from this web of paranoia that embodies my mind.
That has eaten my mind or taken my mind. Nice, Chris. We well read that between us. That's a good effort, like.
So at the bottom it's signed with two initials.
Is it
Sorry.
The
AC?
initials AC.
Aye.
Oh well, that's helpful because both fucking authors were AC.
AC.
Yeah, they were actually.
Fucking axe
Yeah,
murderer
but-
and fucking finding cunt.
It was C as well, wasn't it? The other.
They're both fucking cup.
Ah! Oh my god, I poked myself in the eye. Guys, I just need to turn you this way for a tiny second. I have to get comfortable for a minute.
Could be air conditioner man as well.
You just get to look at my screen. Just for a sec. I can still hear you, like I'm game for playing still. I just can't be facing cam for a second.
Air conditioner man.
The AC, yeah, that wasn't a thing back then though.
Should we read the whole thing? We managed to read that last sentence. We could read the
That
whole
was a
thing.
lot.
Right, I've it well zoomed in, so I could struggle from the top.
See, originally I read it from far away and seen what one stuck out immediately, so it was then pieced together what it was saying from there.
Absolute nightmare, and I can't share the. I can't shake off this feeling that something
insidious
insidious is happening. It's like the wolf. It's like the wolf. I don't know. Are coming in. It's like the walls are coming in on me.
Yeah.
And every glance, every whisper, is part of
the conspiracy.
The conspiracy.
Aimed,
yeah, something at me.
Yeah.
I wake up to the
incessant humming of the
incessant humming. This is really helpful that I'm fucking dyslexic as fuck.
You do well
of the something, but I
swear it wasn't.
Swear it wasn't just a something that like that's totally
was some clandestine surveillance device.
Now that they've read that out loud, can I roll a
monitor my every move
to see how very real or not real?
I will allow you to,
the light flickered, and in that brief moment of darkness, I felt the presence of malevolent forces plotting against me. I tried going outside for some fresh air, hoping it would clear my mind, but even the something seemed to whisper ominous.
Even
secrets.
The fears, even the trees.
Yeah, trees. The something
seemed to whisper.
They were.
So, with a successful psychology roll, it's you can tell the person who wrote that was severely
paranoid,
emotionally disturbed,
mentally unwell.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, Phil, to save us time, me and Chris could read that between us, so you could tell us what it says.
No, that's what it is.
Right.
It's alright. It's alright. He was going fucking mental. It's written by AC. It's either Axe Killer or it's fucking.
I will allow you an intelligence roll though.
Okay.
But it's not to decipher it anymore. That's all it is. What you can make of it is what you can make of it. There's no like clear version of it.
So you let me away with nothing. It's so good.
I've zoomed right into it, like, and we've read the most important parts of it from what I can see. The bits that are smudged out the most are the very most important parts, but you know that they're unbelievably smudged out.
We've got the gist. Was that just a pawn in a cosmic game of deception? I can read most of it.
We've got the general gist of it, guys, but it does say something about decoding or uncoding or something, which is possibly where this guy's book comes into stuff, or not.
So, Eugene, you can... So, it's... Although you haven't got any samples of Arthur Cornthwaite's writing to compare this with, it's... You realise that's unnecessary, because this paper, the condition of this paper, it's way too old to have possibly have been written by Arthur Cornthwaite.
So this is the first AC.
There we go. That's the Axeman.
What was his name again?
Arthur
Kerwin.
Kerwin.
Arthur.
This is Kerwin's
Al
wrote
Kerwin.
this. Al Kerwin's wrote this.
Right.
Who was
So-
the axe murderer?
Yeah, this is Axe
Do-
Boy.
Well.
Well,
He disappeared,
He
and
was
his
never.
family was dead.
I was gonna say he was never found, was he?
Nah.
Nah.
Right. Let's keep searching this house. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys that because Effie opened the windows, that vase fell over here. So I want you to be careful and not
About?
cut your feet.
Okay.
Over here by the doors that we haven't looked in down this hall, and I point to the hall that my
Okay.
cursor is floating over. I heard it fall, so that's what made me come over here. And I thought you were coming with me, Eugene, but then once I discovered the vase had fallen over, I turned around to speak to you, and you weren't there.
I needed the light. I'm sorry.
If you called me back, sorry about that, Dick.
Right, where's my token? Because I do not where I'm stuck. Where am I?
Do
Sorry,
you not
guys.
see it? 'Cause you
You're
got
in the
light.
library somewhere.
And yeah. Sorry, here I come. I'm coming. Right, where we heading?
Up
Who
here.
does
If you left click on it, select it, and then you can use the arrow keys to move it. It's much easier than dragging it.
Yeah, you can move your WASD.
Yeah, audio, yeah, all that, yeah.
Where
Is
we
it-
going? Way?
This
Where
way.
we going?
This way
I
was
need
where
light.
the.
I need light. Remember,
Right.
guys.
Come this way. Follow the light.
Yeah, right, where you going? This?
This way. That's where the thing was. The noise.
Right, shall we open this door in front of us here, or do we want to venture further?
Or do we go up here?
Well, was it down this hallway or in the cloakroom you heard the noise?
It's down. The noise was the vase falling off the stone monument that's in that hall
I
that
open
you've
up
just
that.
clicked.
Yeah, open up that cloakroom then.
So
Also, I think for metagaming, we wouldn't know that was a cloakroom.
No,
We
it's
didn't
my
know.
fault.
Yeah,
It's my fault. I forgot to turn the label.
Yeah, open up that.
That's
door,
why.
sorry,
That's why I
yeah.
just kept saying the door.
We
Yeah.
might have studied plans of the house though. To be fair,
Metagaming.
if there was any
Well,
back at the
there
lawyer's
might have been,
office.
but nobody studied any plans.
Yeah,
Nobody
okay.
looked for any plans.
There's no plans. But I always get my man. Dick always gets his man, so he opens the door to the cloakroom. So let's go.
Okay, let me find where we are. Okay, so Richard, you open the door to the cloakroom, and a huge dark figure lunges forward towards you. You can make a sanity roll.
Get fucking sanity.
Oh.
Okay, so Richard falls to the floor screaming. You lose a point of sanity, and you see Richard flailing about on the floor with an old tatty overcoat draped over the top of him.
Who, Rich? What?
A coat. He's been attacked by a coat.
So his coat his big coat just dropped.
Get up, Dick. What are you doing, man? It's a coat.
Scary coat. Alright.
Yeah, man.
I thought that it was fucking AC coming out here with a fucking axe, even though he's been dead 1,000 years. Sorry, 100 years? 100 years. Right.
No, not even that. Not even that. It's only
50?
Yeah, I've got the
30.
timeline here.
it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago? Right, okay.
Yeah, just over 30 years ago.
Who's that?
Well, can I put the coat on and then check the rest of the room?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. So yeah.
And of course the pockets of the coat, please. A spot hidden, I would assume.
No, you don't need to post the spot in for that.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay,
that's
so
alright.
the so you kind of I don't know, I guess trying to look a little bit sheepish. You get up and put the coat on that's just like leapt out at you. And you're looking in the cloakroom. There's nothing here other than there's a couple of pair of muddy, cobweb covered Wellington boots, or one of them. Those things that you use to pull your muddy boots off. They're kind of like a metal shoehorn type thing.
Yeah.
You put one foot on and then you get your heel on the other end of it and use to pull your boots off. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing in there. So you put the coat on, you like shove your hands into the pockets. And the left hand pocket there's like just a bundle of twine, old string. In the right hand pocket, your hand goes into something wet and slimy.
Can I take my hand out and look at it
Yeah, you pull it out
under the torch?
Yeah, and it's like this like greenish yellow slime.
Greenish yellow slime, right? Just having a wee look to see if there's anything. Nope. Can't
Smells
intimidate
of
the slime.
It's got smells of like of rotting vegetables, like kind of sickly, sweet smell.
Ah, right. So it's like a moldy old carrot. It's just been there for 60 odd years. Well, I turn to Eugene and say, see if you had a pair of those boots on. You would have tripped outside and been covered in mud.
Well, I
And
maybe.
then I leave the cloakroom.
What's that all over your hand? Thanks.
Never you worry, son.
Right, Dick.
360. Right. So, shall we venture further down the hall towards the
This bit up here,
Well, there's still a
No.
door here as well,
No.
surely we should clear the whole downstairs before we go upstairs.
Yeah,
That's
there's
not upstairs.
There's another door here.
There's a door here.
Yeah, we want to check.
And this is the pot was like, I don't know how to do the click thing. The pot was here.
You just hold your left mouse button down. And it'll do
just
that.
hold the button down.
Well, I'm assuming that it was here. I didn't get an exact location,
It was
but
about there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I when I was calling Arthur, that pot fell over. But I was doing that as a joke. But maybe he went into this room and knocked that over because he got scared because he thought that we were gonna come and touch him or something.
Let's go find them.
I'm
You leave
following
the
Dick.
door, let's go. Oh my god, people are bouncing all
Oh,
over. Let's go.
through the door.
Okay, so you open the door and shine your torches into a large area devoid of any furnishings. Got a polished wooden floor, although the varnish is like dulled and starting to peel and blister.
Is it worth going in, Dick?
I'm checking corners. I read it in a book
Yeah,
once.
I'm looking around a little bit as well. Seems to be pretty empty though.
Are you Effie? Are you still doing your usual stunt of opening all the windows?
Well, I can't because I'm stuck behind the doorway. Like, I can't get in the room.
Wait, hold on. Won't let me move.
Just use your WASD.
Yeah, that's not
But
working.
yeah, so I am in any room that has shutters or whatever in it. I'm going round to getting open.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, should we get
Okay,
natural
so
light
this
or should we
room, so the room's completely empty. There's nothing in here at all. Like I said, there's the wood paneled floor. It's all varnish is all peeling and dulled. A lot of the plaster around the walls is like cracked and fallen off, and there's like piled up around the bottoms of the walls.
Okay, it's not like it needs some fucking daylight and some air and everything in here. It's terrible. Like,
So-
guys, yeah.
See now we're near the pot. Do we notice anything distinguishable, like on the pot? Like, is it is it from South America, like kind of design, or like would that be something that we would know, or would it be like noticeably Roman?
It just looks like some pretty mundane bit of ceramic vase that you could probably pick up at any sort of general store. It's not not
It's not of
expensive,
note.
not old, no.
Nothing special.
No.
And I take it through pure deduction, we would know that door led into the library, or do we need?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Do you guys think that we should continue searching the doors, or should we start reading the book?
Nah, I want to see we need to look through the house. I think, guys, surely.
Okay, so what's behind door number?
Right, we'll just have quick looks in, eh? Like some of these might be just empty rooms or whatever. But let's just make sure that we've cleared the downstairs. Come on, let's be sensible.
All right, well this room's got another room in it.
Eugene was an ex-police officer. He'll tell you that the first thing you do is get everything cleared.
Okay, so you head over down the east corridor from the hallway, Gerald, Richard, and open the door. It opens. You find yourself looking into a dining room. There's still a silver service laid out on the table, set for one. And the beam of your torch reflects, glints off something on the floor.
Ooh.
I'm gonna just walk past and go, guys. There's something in that dining room, but I want to see what's through this other door first. There's a double door in there.
All right.
So I want to open this door now.
This one.
This one now.
This one here.
Would we not have came across a wee oil lamp that one of the boys could have lit for me by now or something?
Not as yet, no.
Oh, motherfuckers.
I like that language. Not as yet.
I love Philadelphia, and he tells me the nicest ways of no ever.
This way.
Right,
So
hold on.
are you leaving?
Sorry, guys,
Have you abandoned Effie in the empty?
No, they've not. It's me. I've abandoned my own
She's still
self.
got a light, so it's hard to move around.
Yeah.
Right, but no, but just assume that I'm coming with you. I'm sorry if I'm not catching up. But where we're looking specifically in the dining room. I just keep thinking. I've said to the guys, even if we just have a quick peek in each room, one of you guys shines torch round, goes yeah, no, and then we decide which ones we're going in.
All right. Well, there's something of interest in that dining room, but like you've just said, there's another room down here and another one. So you want to check those first before we go into the dining room? I don't see anything from the outside for this room.
Okay.
So this room that you've just opened, the door to this room that you've just opened, Richard, is it appears to be some kind of storeroom. It's filled with junk, boxes, barrels, crates, and so on. And you can see there's as you cast your torch in there, you can see there's a large area of mold and moisture in the center of the floor.
I'm not going in there without them welly boots on anyway. So, to the next door. Oh, where am I going? There we go.
I'll catch you in 1 second.
Door number 6, please.
Okay, ignoring the dining room for now, then, yeah.
Yeah. Dinner for last, I think. We'll go upstairs.
Okay, so this door opens into what looks like a parlour.
Quick shine round anything worth looking at.
Yep. Anything?
Right, so there's several comfy chairs that have now covered in damp and mold, facing the shuttered windows. There's a couple of paintings on the walls. Again, nothing particularly
Just everyday
interesting.
paintings.
Just kind of nondescript paintings hung on the wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
None of them say AC, do they?
No, they're just kind of nondescript, like kind of landscapes and things like that.
No pigments or that.
No Pikmins.
Right, so,
That wasn't a
final door, please.
Okay, so as you turn from the parlour, head back into the hallway. There's just as you're turning, Eugene, one of the paintings on the north wall just like drops off the wall.
What? Painting of what? Drops off the wall.
It's like I say, it's just like landscapes.
Landscape. Shit. Okay.
What's behind it? Is it the wall look the same? Does it look like cleaner? Is there something there?
No, it just looks like the rest of the walls, like I say, all like damp and cracked plaster, peeling wallpaper.
Put it down to the fact that the place is
Yeah.
falling apart and it's just sliding off
Yeah.
the wall as the place decays. I'm
That's
not
what I was
surprised by a painting
thinking.
falling off the wall.
So
That's
where's Effie?
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be with them.
Okay, I'll move you over. Just
It's also because I'm not good at... Where am I?
Where am I? That was a good movie. Good Jackie Chan movie. Or no, that was Who Am I? Never mind.
I'm here. Yeah, but I'm just kind of like...
It was actually, I remember that.
So, I'm assuming that these guys are just looking in each door and shining their torch. So I'm just waiting in the corridors for them to say yes or no whether to go into these rooms.
Yeah, okay, the parlour just
So
said a
like,
big old
you know
pile
what I
of
mean? Like, so like, Chris is in this room here and Oliver's in this one here. So I was just waiting, like here, to decide where we're actually going.
I think we'll go for this one next.
This is the final door.
okay.
There's two
So
doors
the
to the
door opens into a kitchen. There's there's a table and various shelves
going
on
in
the
here.
middle of the north wall. Is a fireplace, like a big stone fireplace.
I can't move because Chris is in the door.
Fireplace?
Maybe me.
Should we go in here and light the fireplace and make loads of fire and light?
We just open all the shutters again.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and open the shutters.
Is this door open if I go along here and just go straight to it and open it?
1 second. 1 second. So So, like I said, there's a table. There's like a kitchen table and various shelves in here. There's a fireplace and a stove on one wall, and
There's
on
a
the
big door.
shelf, above the stove, there's a series of 4 metal canisters labeled flour, sugar, tea, and coffee. But there's a gap. There's like a canister missing.
Flour, sugar, tea, coffee.
So we're in the kitchen.
Salt. That's why he ordered the salt.
There's also there's a oil lamp on the shelf as well.
Hey,
Da, da,
Yeah.
da,
Is
da.
there oil in it?
There is, yeah.
Hey.
boys, could one
I'll
of
give
you
you
guys
that.
light this for me, please?
So can we all see now?
Yes. So everybody's got a light.
So there's also that door should take us back if I know my way around by the rooms I've been in. That should take us back outside that door there. So we kind of want to investigate this one here, don't we?
Yeah.
I've done every other door. You can do that one.
Right, aye, that seems like the ominous one, the one under the stairs that we
Hold
dodged on.
on. Yeah, hold on, because I can't see your character. I don't know. Mine's is just black with white writing. My map.
Have you not switched on the light for?
Yeah. Just a minute. Just check
Okay.
it. Yep, should be able.
I
Should
just-
be able to see. Might have to maybe try refreshing Foundry. You should be able to see.
Refresh.
I'll replace.
Right.
I'll replace the token just in case as well.
Hold on, give me a second. It could be that, but yeah, just and it's not the quickest, so give me a little sec. It's not the fastest for like a refresh or whatever. Have to put my fire on it. It's got chili. 1:15 though. Hey guys, it's officially Christmas Eve.
Hey.
It's always
After
Christmas
all,
Eve in my mind.
Sleep till Christmas. It's Muppet Christmas Carol Day. Fuck me, yes.
Last game before Christmas, guys. I'm loving it.
Uh-huh.
Right,
Yes.
hold on. It's made me go back to do the calendar and everything. It closed. Yes, I've got visual now. I have visual, guys. I have visual.
Cool.
So I'm in the same room. We're in this little kitchen. And we're going for this cupboard under the stairs.
Yeah.
It is correct.
I believe I'm going to try the door this time.
Okay. So as you approach the door and you reach your hand out, the door just suddenly swings open, and you're assaulted by this stench, this terrible stench of rotting meat.
Oh, no.
And you can all make a listen roll as well.
Alright.
Get listened to. Let's go.
Right, let me get. Oh, shit, yeah. Hold
Feel.
on. My shit up.
So it's a passive roll, so no pushing on it or
44
anything.
success for me.
Yeah, cool. One
Give me
from
1
Effie.
second.
Okay. Okay, so like I say, like all three of you like gagging from this this stench of rotting meat that just like rolls out from this what is clearly a pantry, an old pantry. And Eugene, you hear the creak of the kitchen door, of the other door into the kitchen, and the creak of a floorboard, and spin round just in time to see the shadow of a figure in the doorway, and you hear the click of the hammer of a gun, and the voice is, "Hold it right there!"